It's like majorly buffering right now. Why? Huh? Is live stream buffering for you guys? Hold up. What's up, everyone? Am I familiar? Back for another, well, not for another, for the first reaction live stream. How you guys doing? What the hell? Okay, okay. I think it might just be my phone. It might just be my phone, yeah. Yeah. My phones were the only ones lagging. That's weird. Anyways, let's get to this. I'll leave the link in description. But right now we're watching right here. Oi, baka. Are you supposed to use a baka instead of baka?
Good morning, everyone. I hope your day is going well.
I thought there was a... The thumbnail made me thought a guy was gonna speak in this one.
So, a new Poppy Playtime...
Well, that's because I seen someone criticize Poppy Playtime 4 and before, and it was like a guy. What the hell is wrong with this whole thing? Why is it saying, oh, it's like having buffering issues? You're not buffering at all. What the hell? Why is it doing that? Why is it having buffering issues? What the hell?
Time chapter
that makes no sense.
At the beginning of this year, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it. But
as long as it doesn't crash like this, I'm fine.
Is most of that conversation is centered around the game mechanically, how it functions or doesn't function. And while this discussion of glitches and quality of life is important, something that I feel has been left behind is talking about the actual story the chapter's trying to present.
Okay, the gameplay was a little annoying, so that's because I got lost too. But what's wrong with the story?
If it's brought up at all, it's usually seen as the chapter's redeeming quality, something that remained solid even though all of these game-breaking glitches kept happening. And I wanted to make a video about this because, unfortunately for...
Okay, it's annoying the hell out of me how it's literally showing that I have a good... That I have... The thing is good. Why the hell? It's literally buffering every second. What the hell is going on? Hey there, Robo Hunter. So I gotta look at this real quick. Stream current bitrate is higher than recommended bitrate. Is that why you goddamn buffering it? Because in your opinion it's higher than recommended? YouTube. Do you want to hire or lower? Make your mind up.
For Poppy Playtime, I disagree. I think the story in this chapter is a major step back in quality, and it makes me a little worried about the direction the series is going.
I'm playing for a second right now. I choked on a cookie.
Why
did you choke on a cookie?
There are some really good ideas in this chapter, but the way the narrative is laid out is so messy and poorly communicated that all that potential is lost. So I'm going to be doing my best to analyze what this chapter was trying to do and why it doesn't necessarily succeed.
Hey there, Evan. Dewey is bad. I already played the game. I already know the whole game. I already played the whole thing.
Just about the story of the chapter. I think there...
Listen, I watched off live stream some days ago. I watched someone talk about Poppy Playtime and talk about how bad like the mechanics are and how buggy it is. But if she's gonna talk about the story, I'm just gonna think that this is gonna annoy the hell out of me. There's nothing wrong with the story.
About the technical issues, so I just want to talk about the writing issues for my part. Originally, I
unless you're reading those individual notes. I read all those, but I forgot literally everything I read.
So I could at least
hey there, Dominic. How you doing?
Sense on the glitches.
Joey looks
chapters together
something as AF. Want to smash it?
Which, fun fact,
bad as fuck. I want to smash. Oh, what the hell?
Student loan payment. And as much as I value academic, quarter of my student $50 glitches, but all of these chapters together total to almost $50.
And that's literally cheaper than a lot of PS5 games right now. And actually, that's actually cheaper than one. I'm pretty sure that's cheaper than one Nintendo Switch game.
Which, fun fact, is a quarter of my student loan payment. And as much as I value...
Okay, why are you complaining about that?
Value academic honesty...
That's four. You're getting 4 games!
Shelling that much out right now.
You're buying 4 games on that. I don't know why you complain.
Just because this is a video game and the gameplay is part of how you deliver the story to the player, but I'll be doing my best to not talk about things I have no business talking about. If you'd like to support me to make sure I can get games regardless of whether or not I like them, consider supporting me on Patreon. Any updates?
And if you guys want to help me keep up with playing any type of games and not have to wait for like a sale to go on Steam, make sure to join me on the members right now. YouTube told me that if I start mentioning for you guys to join members, you guys would start doing it. Wait, huh? Oh, I thought someone DM'd me or something. Yeah, YouTube told me that if I start mentioning for you guys to join on the members, you guys will start doing that. So like
go on Patreon
for
first,
YouTube, it's on this direction. It's like after you hit sub, it's the plus symbol or the join button.
Anything is helpful, and I would appreciate it so.
No, I don't know where it's on.
If Patreon is out of your budget right now, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Subscribing is free, and it really helps me make sure.
I agree. If you guys can't afford like a simple donation or paying for members, help me get more games and possibly even if I get even more money, excuse me, I can upgrade my quality again. So no more 360p live streams on horizontal. Yeah, I know it's depressing. That, or you can just subscribe right now. It's 100% free.
The YouTube algorithm is treating me
Subscribing.
right. With all
If you
of that
subscribe
said,
and watch,
I think
if you subscribe right now and watch my ads, that's a free way to pay me for what I do. And even though it will take me a while, it's still something to help me upgrade my quality
me make
and
sure
get
that
games.
the YouTube algorithm is treating me right. With all of that said, I think it's time to get started. Grab some water, snacks, whatever you like, and get comfortable.
I might shout her
Come
out
with
if
me
I actually agree
and
with her.
we'll
If I
analyze
don't
the
agree with
story
her,
of Poppy
then I'll
Playtime
just link
Chapter
her
4.
live stream.
In order to talk about chapter
Not
4,
live stream, the video.
we have to talk about the other chapters as well, because Poppy
Why?
Playtime is a little weird structurally. Because this is a game releasing chapter by chapter, the story
Yeah.
is a little weird pacing-wise. And if I'm being completely
What?
honest, it doesn't really get started until chapter 3. Chapter 1 was essentially just a demo. It was
No, that's a lie. I would call chapter 1 the introduction. Chapter 2 is when the game begins, and chapter 3 is when it gets deeper. That's what I would call, because it doesn't take you that long to do chapter 1, so I'd rather call it not a demo, but I'd rather call it a introduction. Hey there, red boy. Due to the also chapter 1 is mainly like a way to, like, it's an introduction. Also it's like a tutorial to show you how to play the game.
short and simple and just introduce the base concept without giving you much detail on anything. Chapter 2
Yeah,
did
but
a
that's
great
it.
job of
But yeah, but that's not what you would call a demo. That's the tutorial. Duh.
expanding things both in size and characters. Chapter 2 did a great job of expanding things both in size and characters that have more than one voice line, but it was still pretty bare bones in terms of narrative.
Wait, what do you mean voice lines? Wait, Huggy Wuggy didn't even have a voice line, did he? I don't remember him saying anything. Due to recent something before the chapter 4 was released, production fucking slowed down, and Des probably didn't even look at the bugs since they are already tired of. I heard that actually before chapter 4 release, a lot of the game a lot of the game devs and a lot of the production team quit, including the main guy himself, who was like the head of the whole thing. He quit. So it showed chapter 4 really showed the effect of that. The testers, everyone has been harassed due to this. Wait. The testers, everyone has been harassed. Oh, if chapter 4 was the carnival, everything would have gotten a bit better.
Chapter 3 is the first time I think the game
was chapter 3
really
mentioning a
hits its
carnival or
stride.
something? I don't remember them mentioning a carnival.
In terms of story and execution, I think this chapter is really, really good.
Actually, not gonna lie, you having a carnival for chapter 4 probably would have made more sense, and due to the childlike one, because chapter 1 is like an introductory showing you around. Chapter 2 is like all the games and stuff, all child stuff. Chapter 3 even there's school and stuff, and other things. Again, another thing that has to do with kids. But chapter 4 is actually chapter 4 is a prison. Yeah. Wait, why was chapter 4 a prison? Well, part of me more sense to made it more child themed.
And part of what allows it to be good is its focus. This is a chapter that knows what it's trying to do. It knows what it wants to be and what it wants to tell us.
What's the in a carnival in chapter 3?
Trying to tell us
that
is
makes no sense why they
centered
didn't do
around
that
the main
then.
Villain of Catnap. This chapter is trying to introduce some deeper themes than those we Catnap.
Actually, my only question about chapter 3 is why is it a whole introduction that Catnap takes you and then tosses you through a pipe? When literally at the end of the chapter he tries to kill you. So why doesn't he kill you right then and there? That makes no sense unless he's trying to teach you a story then kill you. But what's the point in that? I always question about that. Why didn't he just end you there? Why did you do that?
We've seen previously, things like revenge, obsession, the past coming back to haunt you. And what allows it to be effective is that everything leads back to a central character, so it allows us to explore the different layers of storytelling much more easily than if we had 3 or 4 intertwining plot lines. It has a lot it wants to show and tell us, but it's restrained enough that nothing overstays its welcome, and all the different elements end up being very cohesive.
I'm not gonna lie. I never realized it till now. I don't know what the story was for chapter 4. Chapter 1, introductory, and stuff, or, you know, meeting a Huggy Wuggy and stuff. Basically learning who you are in this. Chapter 2, and they give you more depth on what happened and stuff. Chapter 3 explains about the past and like everything she just said. But chapter 4, I don't know what that was about, other than explaining how the only thing I can remember is that they explained how Dr. Sawyer became Dr. Sawyer. You know, the robot. But other than that, I mean, they also explained Joey, but excuse me. I'm not gonna lie. I can understand that chapter 3 had more than one type of villain, like more than one type of boss battle. It's like you can kind of consider Miss Daylight a boss battle, considering it had that type of energy. But you know, Canap was more of a boss battle, but nonetheless, to this day, I don't know why the hell they made like 3 type of things you had to fight or run away from or something. Dowie, the big Yarnaby, I just remembered his name, almost forgot. I basically was forgetting his name, and Dr. Hardy. So I didn't understand why there was like 3 of them, because they never explained why. Like the story didn't make sense on why you had to face 3 of them, or was there 4? Because I feel like there was like 4 or something.
Actually participating in the narrative in chapter 3, not just finding remnants of events that have happened a long time ago. This allows the chapter to pull you in and get you interested in a way that none of the other chapters have managed to. Catnap is a very good monster. He has an incredibly creepy
I wouldn't call him a monster, I'll call him a boss.
Design, and the chapter does a good job of making it feel
he
like
is a monster in sense of who he is, what type of creature he is. But I'd rather call him a boss, because monster is too mean.
Character is his relationship with the prototype.
Mm-hmm.
The prototype has been part of Poppy Playtime.
One thing that's annoying is that one thing that is annoying that in chapter 4, oh, I just remember in chapter 4, prototype literally came out of nowhere. Not like physically, but story-wise, he came out of nowhere. It's like they just like, oh yeah, we also got mentioned in prototype. Insert him here. It felt like now I think that there was no need to mention a prototype the way how they were making chapter 4. Chat, let me know what you think. If they if they went out of the way to remake chapter 4 to something that makes more sense via storyline and make sure there's no bugs, let me know. Would you mind that? Would you mind if they remade the 4th chapter 100% over? And I'm not saying that they'll charge you. Also, they probably should like just you know, trade in with anyone who bought chapter 4 and give them the new version if that happened and stuff, you know.
Lore from the start. He was mentioned even way back in the demo of chapter 1, and it was clear by chapter 3 that he was intended to be the final big bad of the series. Catnap, in turn, is a devout follower of the prototype, having been saved by him.
Yeah, but I felt like it was gonna take us a few chapters before we even go to prototype, because if honestly, even if prototype showed up in chapter 4, I would honestly feel like it would have been too rushed. Like, I felt like there was a little bit more, like, chapters they could, done, before that. And I'm glad they didn't have prototype for number 4, because I don't think, they should have him for 4. I feel like, at, like, 5 or 6, maybe? Like, maybe 6 is fine, but 7, 8, like, up to, like, all the way to, like, an 8th chapter or something. Like, make it, like, a long drawn or something, like you gotta hype it up or something. Since he's a bit bad, but make it if you made it a chapter 4, it would make no sense. Hear me out, mafioso, bruh.
Structurally, it makes us wonder what the prototype's greater plan is. And Catnap seeing the prototype as his god allows the prototype to remain the most significant villain without undermining the threat that Catnap has in this chapter.
What I want
is just skip this ad.
Because these two are so deeply connected, it allows a chapter completely about Catnap to also show us new shades of the prototype. with more complexity and intrigue than you can really get from just finding a videotape talking about the two, which makes the prototype killing him at the end of the chapter all the more shocking. This final twist is
I'm actually kind of upset that that there wasn't that the fact that it was a fake footage or a modded version where you could save catnap and stuff from the prototype. I'm actually kind of sad they didn't have a true version of that, because imagine if you could actually save prototype. That would have been so sick.
Emblematic of what the entire chapter is trying to show us. Chapter 3 is about us diving deep into Playcare and seeing what horrible things are left behind by Playtime Co. It wants us to see the monsters we've been facing fully in the light, to understand the awful slaughter that took place and feel the weight of it. It's like Poppy said, terrible things have happened here, and all that's left after the hour of joy is death and hunger. Poppy, and perhaps also the audience, seem to believe that whatever humanity was once in these creatures is long gone. And at this point, we're the only ones who can hunt down the prototype and make things right. Chapter 4 does its best to build on this idea by subverting it, or at the very least, giving it more complexity than just us versus the monsters. We've always technically known that Huggy Wuggy and Catnap used to be children, but it's never really felt important. Let's be honest, this is a mascot horror game. As soon as we found out that this company had run an orphanage, we knew that these children were being put through meat grinders. Obviously, in
Well, that's if I remember the whole story,
an
but
ambiguous
sure.
sense, you know that children suffering is bad, but this genre has gotten to the point where you don't really feel the impact of it. But this chapter puts that suffering front and center. They want us to think about this in a way that's real and tangible. These were children. They were young and scared, and they didn't understand what was going on. They were abused and experimented on and torn apart over and over by people who claimed to be doing it for the sake of progress, saying that it was something that would help a lot of people one day, as if that could be any justification for what they were doing. And in the face of all this, the Hour of Joy starts to feel less like a massacre and more like justice being served. This chapter has us thinking that maybe there was no one in this entire factory worth saving. Or at the very least, that's what some of the people who worked here think. With all this new context and the chapter forcing us to actually consider the tragedy of it all, we're forced to start questioning if what we're doing is the right thing.
I don't remember questioning it at all, to be honest. I hate collecting a few quotes. Wait, what? I have collected a few quotes from the early stream. Oh. Wait, I quotes? Oh.
Poppy has framed us killing Huggy, Mommy, and Catnap as a good thing, and maybe it technically is, but
Yeah, honestly, it is put down where basically we're taking down things that are very dangerous.
what good has it actually done anyone? The toys trapped in the safe haven are still starving and terrified, and everyone who used to work—
One thing that makes no sense to me is that how are they starving? Like, if they do eat, how do they eat? Do they have a mouth besides like the thing that's like wide open for like the smiley critters? Or like, how do they eat? Like, oh, I'm starving. I'm like, okay, cool, but how do you even eat?
work here is still dead. And these one-chapter monsters you've been killing without a thought used to be children. Regardless of whether or not you still consider them as such, they're clearly sentient beings who have thoughts and feelings about the world around them.
And I probably would have still massacred them if they do anything wrong to me. Just because you're a kid, stuffed in a body, doesn't mean I'm not gonna fight back. Do I feel pity? Yeah, I feel bad that you've been turned into such thing, but if you're gonna come and fight me and act like an actual monster and an actual threat, I'm gonna throw hands. You're gonna catch these. I don't care. And if you're like, oh, I feel bad for fighting them, yeah, sure, cool, but you still gotta do it. Just because you fight someone doesn't mean you're gonna like it.
Are you really a good person for coming in here and doing all of this?
Good question. Why did we even and like chapter 1 for like the introductory, even though they call it the demo in this one, what she called, I rather call it the introductory. Why do you come back to the factory? I don't remember. In chat, did they ever say why you go back to the factory? Because I don't remember why you even go back to the Playtime factory at all. Like, were we invited? Was there did someone tell us, or like to come back, or like? There's no way we just randomly came back out of like the feeling to. Excuse me. That'd be so. Eh. That would be no creativity in the story. Yeah, CPS. Did you not heard what the guy said? What the? No, the player wants to figure out what happened to their coworkers. Yeah, but okay. Why during that time? Like, I feel like obviously since the factory looks like a little bit ruined and stuff, and everything else looks like abandoned. Why did it take us that much time to go back to it? Okay, we want to investigate what happened. What's up there, Kyle, Bono? How you doing? Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, by the way. If the whole story is that we're going back to see exactly, like, what happened to, our coworkers, did they say how long it took us to do that? Did we have PTSD or something? Like, sorry, these probably things that they did explain, I just forgot a lot of it.
The question that Chapter 4 is trying to ask us is, who is the real monster? It wants to show us that...
What's his name again? Ludwig. Where was his name? Something Ludwig. He's a real monster, because he's the one who did this all. Player is stupid.
That there isn't just
hey,
one side
there's
that's
really no
right.
reason, but we're just being stupid and
about its story
yeah,
in
I
a
guess
deeper
so.
and more complex way. And I love the direction it's attempting to take.
Good question. I never even questioned this, but why is she wearing like you know, something to hold her arm to, like, for it to heal? Her body's a huge plush. Why does she need to do that? Why don't she just sew herself together? That makes no sense. Why does she need like a cast? Or like, let's say a makeshift cast? That makes no sense. We get a note at the start of the chapter 1 that tells us about the coworkers and are still in the factory after all of these years. Oh, it's been so long since I played chapter 1. I forgot about that. The employee, if I'm correct, was persuaded by the prototype to come back by giving him nightmares about him not saving his coworkers. Oh, so basically the prototype has psychological superpowers. Interesting.
But unfortunately, this attempt at complexity falls completely flat. I've explained what the chapter is trying to do, but in practice, none of these big ideas come across very well or hit on an emotional level. And one of the biggest reasons for that is that the game is asking you to think about the consequences of what you've done, but you, the player, haven't been able to impact the direction of the narrative the entire time you've been playing. The game is...
She's not wrong, to be honest. In chapter 4, there's not much to say, like, oh, we did something in here. Guess that's why they call it politics. Call it politics? I'm missing the pun here. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, why are you saying poly? Unless you're trying to say like Poppy, like try to do like player more for like Poppy and stuff for Poppy Playtime. When do you use the movie VC in Discord? Oh, I actually forgot I had that. That was there for whenever I will watch movies with you guys. I might use it in the future then, if I remember.
Not a game about making choices.
Poppy Ticks.
There hasn't been a single choice since you got here. The game acts like you staying here to help Poppy is some sort of decision you're actively making, but it's...
Oh, hell no. That's not what I got. Chapter 1, fine, I'm here. And I gotta do all this stuff. Get it? Yeah, I see. Chapter 2, you help Poppy because she asked you to, and you have nothing else better to do at the moment. But at the end of chapter 2, she basically kidnaps you. It's not like, oh, because I chose to. No, Poppy kidnaps you in chapter 2. That at the end of chapter 2, she kidnaps you. There's no other way. Like, how would you disagree with that? Like, she literally just kidnaps you.
Not. There's never been a point where we're told we can
Which Poppy
leave
Playtime
or
character
do
is your favorite?
anything else.
I don't know if I have one. Maybe either like Catnap or Yarnaby or something like that.
Doing what the game tells you to do is not a choice you're making, it's following instructions. And this lack of agency is a big problem.
Basically, chapter 2 is basically Poppy Playtime version of Saw. I'm pretty sure that's the vibe you can get. Basically, Mommy Longlegs is Saw, and she puts you through these puzzles and stuff, and if you don't do it right, you die. Basically, chapter 2 is Saw, but kid version. And then at the end of chapter 2, you get kidnapped and thrown into preschool. She lit the prototype to the safe haven controls. Really? I don't remember that. Did I miss that when I played it? That's gangster spirit or bruh.
If you're trying to get your audience to consider consequences. How are you supposed to feel monstrous if you're just doing what someone else told you to do? There's a very strange moment in the chapter where the
I just basically feel like I feel like I'm just being toured around in chapter 2, and like that in chapter 2 I'm the victim because I get dragged to something. Like, if I had to choose, I probably would have first end off chapter 2 with choosing not to go with Poppy and just like, oh, I skipped the factory and then I will replay the Poppy Playtime 2 to get the story that you continue going through this, because no matter what, I don't know if anyone else wants to say, but chapter 2 at the end of it, you get kidnapped basically.
This room, you have to kill it. I think the point is that he's trying to prove to you that killing others is necessary for survival, and...
No, I thought that was just supposed to be a guilt trip. Wait, that's what she got? Now killing is necessary for survival? I thought what Dr. Harley Sir was trying to do was just guilt trip me.
So he's not guilty of anything.
My favorite Poppy Playtime character is
Death Big Pig. We'd be willing to kill another
nice.
living being if we were placed in this situation.
Technically, I would not call that doll in there. That's a sentient, a living being whatsoever.
But it falls completely flat. Firstly, there's no indication that killing this critter is something you can say no to. Up until this point, every choice the game has given us is actually just do what we tell you or you're gonna die now. There's no reason to assume that this situation is anything different, so having the doctor place such moral weight on it ends up feeling more condescending than anything else.
Would I say it's condescending? Like I said, I just felt like he was trying to guilt trip me, and like it didn't take me long to just kill the thing. Because why? Because I didn't care. Because I didn't see it as something that I should give a shit about. Like, I sort of like, oh, this is just something that, like, this isn't a person. This isn't something I care about. This isn't something I love. So boom, dead. I don't care. You're in my way. My favorite project kidnap. I guess that's why they call it politics. You're not the first one to say that. Is that some type of quote or something? You're the second person to say that. I thought someone just made that up as a joke. Is that a quote or something from someone? I don't know. Dewey is 3 person and 1 Markiplier cameo. No, she's probably just gonna use Markiplier as like a example.
Throw weight on it ends up feeling more condescending than anything else.
I didn't feel like condescending. I just felt like he was trying to guilt trip me, and I didn't have any guilt, so he didn't get me.
Is maintaining the veil of your morality more important?
I didn't have morality with this.
Who told you I have any morality?
Wait, I don't think I've watched this. I don't think I've watched Markiplier play this. Wait, I didn't know he was gonna say that. He said the exact same thing as me, like, I don't have morality. And he's like, who told you I have any sense of morality? That's hilarious.
That brutish glob of clay would do it. Poppy would do it.
I'm gonna do it as well.
Is
I'm gonna do it,
the
bro.
veil of your morality more important?
Dude, it's just a video game.
Act quickly.
Dude, it's just a video game.
I'm not too worried about it, honestly.
Secondly,
He's just like Justin is like, just video game. I don't care that deeply about it. Hey, guess that's politics. Holy
there's no
hell!
real
Holy
reason
hell! You guys are gonna make me
not
insane if
kill
you
the
seen this.
toy in this scenario. This isn't a character we got to
Make sure to
know
like, subscribe,
or
and share
even
if you're
really
new, though.
Met. In fact, we've gone in the complete opposite direction and picked possibly the most evil-looking toy we could have and put them under blood red mood lighting. From a player perspective, this thing looks like it's supposed to die. If this had been one of the critters from the safe haven and they were shaking and actively asking us not to do it,
And they didn't seem like they were trying to get out there and eat me. And then okay, if you took the elephant or the rabbit in that situation, or bunny, I don't know which ones. I think it's a bunny. I'm not sure. I forget. You take one of those, put them in there, and be like, please don't kill me, please. Then I'll actually be like, oh wait, this actually kind of hurts, but I'm still gonna kill you though. But this actually, I probably would have be like, have effect on me, but I was still gonna kill it. Like, subscribe, and share. Exactly. Your thoughts on Pickle Rick? Pickle Rick was basically brain rot before a lot of people started complaining about brain rot on their internet. Pickle Rick was literally just brain rot. Though it was understandable brain rot, like oh haha, this guy turned himself into a pickle, brata. And then there's actually a whole story behind it. But if you just look at it, like if you just take a step back, Pickle Rick is just brain rot. There's like no point to it. It's enjoyable, entertaining, but there was no point to it. The only good thing here is the red hand and the Huggies return. The Omni hand, I said this during my Puppy Playtime Chapter 4 live stream. You can go watch my, I think I had like 1 or 2 live streams because I don't think I finished it all in one live stream. But I called it the Iron Man hand. And a few YouTubers, YouTuber cameos in the game. Wait, I don't remember anyone cameoing in Chapter 4. Excuse me. Wait, was there? I didn't notice any. I'm a pro rabbit, to be honest. I mean the politics for LeMail. Thoughts on Ozzy Osbourne passing? I wasn't that deep into his music because I didn't get to his music because I didn't hear a lot about him other than I heard his name before. But one of the things I thought Ozzy Osbourne was, like, one, I thought he was either a magician, or two, I thought he was a musician, like an artist. Either way, I knew he was creative in his craft until, like, when I heard about his death, and I realized, oh, he's part of one band, like Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath. I'm like, I heard of Black Sabbath before, but I didn't know he was part of it. But did I listen to his music? No. But I tried out some of his music. Is like, okay, I can understand why he was pretty good.
the scene would
So Rest in Paradise, though.
become 10 times more effective about thinking about the things you've done. It feels a little weird that this
Bro's literally my second favorite artist. I cried when he died. When I got the news that like the day or so when he died, I cried, bro. It hurt a lot.
that many players can see, further detaching them
999
from
for life,
any
you know?
sort of ethical quandary. This isn't necessarily a problem specific to Poppy Playtime.
Why is... Okay, is this buffering or something? Yeah, Shorts is buffering. Why? I don't understand. Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it for now on. Or unless it tells me that it disconnects, I'm gonna ignore it because I don't understand the buffer.
Really hard. It's tricky to get a player invested enough that they.
I'm putting us on a new FNAF action figures. Wait, what? I didn't even know there was. Wait, there was FNAF action. Wait, I know there was like Funtime Freddy or whatever, like for like security breach. I knew there was like a Freddy figure, but I didn't know the. I don't know. I don't keep up with FNAF merch, to be honest. Who's your first? What do you mean? Oh, who's my first? XXXTentacion.
Feel like their actions actually affect the world, and it's even more difficult to get them.
I never felt like any of my actions affected the world whatsoever in any games I played.
To want to make good decisions. But that doesn't mean it's
unless there's like multiple choices where there's different endings, then yes, your actions do depend. But then again, I'm just gonna try to get all the endings, so it doesn't matter to me.
Even though Poppy Playtime hasn't had any choice-based mechanics up until this point, that doesn't mean you can't implement them. And if you implement it correctly, it could do a lot to support the story you're trying to tell.
Eminem, thing about Poopy Playtime is that it's kind of like, wow, politics makes you think.
And to remove your grab pack while you're in the safe haven. And then you give the player a prompt and an actual choice on whether they want to keep the grab pack or not.
For a second, I thought that was actually part of the game, how they were summarizing that for a second, because I didn't realize they were just saying, like, oh, this could possibly happen. I'm like, wait, I don't think I remember that happening. But yeah, that actually made so much sense. Dur is kind of Dur is kind of into politics, me thinking. Yeah, I love poppy sticks.
Where you have a secret enemy, so you're punishing the player for giving it up. That's not what this moment is for. If your game has had no choice-based mechanics up until this point, it's really important that you get in their face about what you're introducing, and this is a way to do that. You're basically going right up to them and saying, hey, we're giving you choices now. Do you want to give Doey your grab pack? Yes or no? And then you'll have some players saying that they don't trust this and the grab pack is their only tool, so they're gonna keep it. And other players are thinking, well, this is a safe area, so it's probably fine if I give it up. And then Doey reacts to that choice, either by warily allowing...
Yeah, but why would I give Doey my grab pack? If I need to... Like, say that actually happened, why would I not just put it to the side or something, or give it to Poppy, or someone like Kisumisi, like someone that I've been around already, so I already know them. Like, I would not know Doey, even though he'd be like smiling and stuff. I don't know if that want to give you my shit.
Allowing you to keep it while warning you that people might not be as friendly, or getting really happy and saying he appreciates it and promising he'll keep an eye on it. And then the player feels like they're having an effect on a character relationship, which is, again, something we haven't seen before. This primes them to start...
Joe, we actually had what she said. We possibly could like have multiple choice and just see like, oh, we could turn Doey not into a villain and
looking for choices. To start thinking about what they want to do, they feel like their actions are things they're doing rather than just what you need to do to make the story happen. And listen, I felt
like that it's not... I never felt like I had a choice so at all in Poppy Playtime. It just felt like, oh, keep the story going, so keep the story going, do these puzzles, fight the boss, do these puzzles, fight the boss, and repeat. Just excavating tutorial and Thailand brain rod to PP chapter 4. Boom. 694 million downloads. Okay, I saw, man. Have a good stream. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Much love to you. And street dreams if you're going.
I don't know how video games
I say street dreams because it's not time for me. It's 9:14 p.m. for me.
As I'm implying. But you found like 7 new places to put your shimmy through small spaces mechanic, so I feel like you could find some places to implement something like this if you want to. And I think it's important to do so if you want your question of who the real monster is to actually hit on an emotional level.
It's you critics. You're the real monster. I'm joking. I don't mean that.
And putting in something like this would also give you other opportunities, such as character exploration. Because even though this chapter has a lot of really interesting character ideas, it doesn't really do anything with them, and that makes me sad.
Wait, there was character ideas? Can you give me an example?
You can attach character interactions to these choice-based moments, which allows you to explore dynamics in a way you haven't been able to before.
Okay, she has a good point. If they made chapter 4 like you have choices and stuff, and then it will give you different endings for chapter 4, I probably would have enjoyed that. That would have been way more creative, and honestly, it'll upgrade probably playtime a lot. To whether something, I feel like you were just playing through the whole thing because I didn't feel like you ever had a choice. To then, like, oh, now we're allowing you to choose your path and choose your ending and stuff. Hold up, it's 9:15 where I am. Where do you live? Well, now it's 9:16 p.m. Now because a minute passed. It's 9:16 p.m. I live in CST in America, so yeah, that's where I live. I live in the CST. That's why it's 9:16 p.m. for me. It's like nightmare in his time, midnight. Oh.
The example choice
it's like nighttime in his time. It's not midnight for me. It's just the late evening.
Because these two have a really interesting relationship
or mid-evening,
in
I'm
this
not
chapter
sure.
that I wish was explored more. Poppy has a plan to burn everything down and destroy the prototype. It seems like this is a plan she's had for a while, and Dewey was initially on board, but right now he's having second thoughts. He's been caring for the toys of Safe Haven for years now, and he doesn't like the
9:50 where I
idea
am.
of all of them dying.
Wait. Oh, it's
He
still
sees the
9:50 where I am.
humanity and
Never mind.
value in the toys that Poppy doesn't, and that's interesting.
Dude, probably just means you're a few minutes behind or whatever. I'm just talking about the hours. Like, it's basically 9 p.m. for me. I'm just saying, like, specifically, like, now it's 9:17. Wait, actually, listen, there's a delay on the live stream, so if it, like, turns 9:17 for me and you're, like, a minute behind, that doesn't mean anything.
This is honestly
YouTube
the
has
perfect
a
setup
delay
if
on
you
the
want
stream.
people to start thinking about what the right thing to do is. What's more important, protecting the little good that exists in this world, or doing whatever it takes to kill the evil? The only thing the original chapter does with this
Oh, that will actually be an interesting choice. Kill the whole evil or save the little good left.
setup is have Poppy and Dewey repeat the same argument
I'm going
2 or
to
3
leak
times,
what you said
which I find
and delete
pretty
the clip
disappointing and repetitive.
on a deleted clip.
I know the others.
Wait, there's a deleted clip? I don't delete anything.
Right, that we should.
I mean private stuff. I haven't even deleted anything.
Let's just think about it. I think you might be wrong, Poppy. What you want.
It's the best for everyone, Dewey. That no trace of this place is left. We agree to that. Now's the time to get to the Foundation. Make everything ready.
Look, we need to talk about this. We shouldn't...
Just give it a second.
You can use the give up the grab pack yes or no choice as a way of establishing the tension in a way that isn't just them repeating a one-sentence summary of their worldview over and over. When Dewey asks if you'll give up your grab pack, Poppy interjects, telling Dewey that it's fine, she trusts us. And Dewey responds that that's great, but he still thinks
10:109 a.m. What the hell is this? What? That's not even an actual time. You mean to like 10:09 a.m. for you? You're basically just like across the world from me, like on the other side of the world from me. Wait, deleted clip. Please elaborate. Yeah, please elaborate. Hey man, I'm loving the stream. Keep up the good work. Right now I'm just reacting to this. If you guys enjoy me reacting to this, I'll just from now on, like whenever I see something, like if I see a video about a game I play on this YouTube channel, then I'll react to it.
If we didn't have it, which
on
caused
this.
Poppy to say, Well,
you
I
guys
say it's
interacting and
fine.
boosting up
You
these
can
likes and
trust
hitting like
me,
button and
so you
subscribe
can
right now
trust
and
them
sharing
too,
these
right?
this
At
this is
which
like
point, Joey
the
gets a
first
little
reaction
frustrated and
live stream for this. And if you guys show how much you enjoy this, I'll keep on doing it.
says something to the effect of, "Poppy, I'm glad you're back. I really am. It's good to see you. But you don't know what's going on here. You don't get to disappear for years, then show up and act like you're in charge. Why don't we let our new friend decide what they want to do?" This tells us something about both Poppy and Doey without it being so overt. Poppy is taken aback by Doey's resistance because she's not used to people talking to her that way. She's used to being in charge, and she's really not used to Doey making decisions without deferring to her. Something that's been implied but not really explored is the fact
messed
that
up what?
Poppy is a selfish.
You'll find it. It's the first one. Wait. Check Discord YT clips in his channel. That's what I'm saying, Spirit. This dude's time is not. Yeah, I know.
Character. She seems
I messed
to
up,
think
$10.
she's doing what's best
Wait,
for
why
everyone,
did you say randomly
but
$10?
It's clear through her actions that she's really doing what's best for her.
It's supposed to be 10
This doesn't
20
necessarily make her
AM,
evil,
not
but
yeah.
it's an aspect of her personality that can't really be ignored. In this moment, she's not focusing on how these other toys might feel. She's just thinking about the fact
Guy
that
is
she
like
knows
a
we're
Venus
good, so
with a time
everyone
zone,
else
like,
should just
what?
go along with it. As for
Jimmy, the
Joey,
time zone is like,
he
okay,
says several times
yeah, I totally
in the
believe
original
you.
chapter that these toys are his family, and safe haven is important to him, but we don't get to see him act.
I felt like Safe Haven wasn't really. I feel like Safe Haven was basically you visit the only safe area in all the factory and stuff, and then sooner or later, wait, it was like the only safe place in the factory. Wait, chat. What? Why did Safe Haven get destroyed again? Did we blow it up or something? Or did Poppy tell us to blow it up and we just blew it up? Like, I remember I got all destroyed, but why was that? Why did it get destroyed again? I forgot.
Actually be a caretaker for them.
And I
The
like
closest we
my
get
dad
is him
made Poppy
running off
Playtime,
to
by the way.
investigate the latest
Yeah, I don't know
prototype
about that.
scare, which isn't very
Is he,
personal and kind of
Zarp-
feels like an excuse to get him to leave the room for a while. This theoretical moment where he stands his ground and doesn't immediately bend to Poppy's opinion would show just how dedicated he is to what's best for Safe Haven.
Even you
He's
gotta
putting
chill,
their
man.
needs first in a way that Poppy just isn't. It
You're talking
shows
about me?
very clearly that Poppy is out of touch with the people that are supposed to be her allies, and it establishes the tension between the two in a way that I think is more subtle and interesting than just having the same copy-paste conversation a few times. After this verbal altercation leaves Poppy a little off balance and us intrigued, Doey turns back to us and asks what we want to do. Poppy, in an attempt to stay relevant, quickly breaks in to tell us that you don't have to do anything you don't want to, which gets her a bit of a side eye. And then you get a prompt on screen: give the grab pack to Doey or keep the grab pack. Now the decision isn't just based on what you think will happen in the game, it feels like something that can affect your relationship with two very different characters. Which of course primes you to think about the deeper themes.
If this actually happened, I probably would have just chose Doey because I don't give two rats shizzas about Poppy. I'll keep her. If that happened, like if I was winning the game right now and that happened, I'd be like, hey Chad, I'm gonna choose Doey right now because fuck Poppy. She kidnapped me and brought me here, and I didn't even want to be here in the first place. So screw you. I'm going with Doey. Wouldn't that be amazing? Can we ban Evan from the chat? He's killing the vibe. That's not a what? No. Just because it's your opinion that he's killing a vibe. I'm not banning someone just because, in your opinion, they're ruining your mood or something, or your vibe. That's not. See, if I some reason didn't have rules. By the way, that's not one of my rules. See, if I didn't have rules, why would I even do that? Still, that's just rude. I will invade your homeland. Evan is just making jokes, bro. Both of them are my dad. Evan, Tiff. I'm bored. I'll leak the quote Spirit said. That's iconic. Wait, you talking about me fucking a minigunner and Roblox tower defense? Well, TDS, I mean. They are brothers. Leak the chat. I don't get. Please. Oh, wait, can I? You minigunner? Dude, that's not even deleted clip. Wait, is that not still in the clip set? How's that? Wait, did someone delete that? I mean, did the original person who put that there delete it? I mean, put it back on. I don't care. I don't know if that'd be like, ooh, I'm gonna release this. Do it. I don't care. You think I care? I'm sorry, Spirit. You're right. Leak a quote, Spirit. What do you say? I'm not sure. I forget mass majority stuff I say. If they're talking about the effing a minigunner, then sure. I mean, I'm planning to clip it whenever I get the time and like post it. They are brothers. They can't both be your dad, little bro. Does I just an FI? We're all ignoring you. Wait. Okay, now that's against my rules. So much. You're being rude to Murder for no reason. One, Murder is literally a mod here. And you're saying like, oh, FI, we're just ignoring you? You could be, like, if they're trying to talk to, be nice and let them join in. Don't just be rude and ignore. And don't even say it like that. Like, bro, that's just rude and disrespectful. What the hell? My favorite cool. Spirit, that's hilarious of you. Then I'm done talking. It's gone for me, bro. I lost it. Yeah, we still ignoring you. Listen, everyone, stop right now. The only problem I see that's happening is that Coffee was being rude to Murder God. You all need to stop pointing fingers, because all you gotta be like, oh, you chill, you chill, you chill. You guys are just pointing fingers. All of you chill out right now. All of you. Damn.
To the chapter. Poppy and Joey represent opposing perspectives, and with this interaction, the game is essentially asking players to think about what perspective they agree with, and it prompts you to start thinking about everything. Has what you've done actually helped anyone? Or are we just Poppy's obedient little lapdog? Dr. Harley Sawyer
I would hate the idea of being chat. I will honestly hate being the thought like, oh, I'm Poppy's little being lapdog. I don't like Poppy. I don't care about her. Chapter 2 gave me told me exactly what type of personality she has, and I don't care about that. I mean, Poppy was barely present in chapter 3. Where was Poppy in chapter 3? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Poppy wasn't even of that much. It was more of a Gregory. I forgot his actual name, but it was Gregory. He was more there instead of Poppy. I'm just having fun. You're right. I apologize. Yeah, I usually do that. Can we get Coffee banned? He's kind of being a big what? Just harass your OC. What? Okay, one, don't throw around the word bigot like that. They're not being a bigot. That's not what bigot means. So, I'm sorry, Ditter, I'm sorry, even though you and does a what? I'm just gonna chat in the other chat. Sure, I'm gonna talk to you in the other chat. Yeah, okay. If you're talking about like on the shorts tab, sure. Doesn't can this just be strike one? Oh my god. I'm not striking anyone. But holy shiza. Hold, give me a sec, chat. I need to oh, wrong thing on the shorts. Hold up. Okay, this is just starting to annoy me a lot. I'm just going back to the same. If you guys are still on the same topic, I'm timing almost everyone out that's on the same topic.
Ostensibly, the main villain of this
Just
chapter
move
has some
on.
final
If you're
words that
honestly, if
should
any of
be
you
a
guys are
gut
honestly
punch.
sorry, you don't need to talk anymore. Just switch topic. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
No one. This is supposed to be a moment that hits you, and if the chapter had properly built up its themes, it would do exactly that. You're trying to get the Omni Hand so Poppy can go through with her kamikaze plan, and if you already doubt what she's doing, the Doctor's last words turn an already uncertain fight into a deep pit in your stomach. But because this chapter doesn't actually do anything with its interesting themes, this potentially effective moment is just nothing.
The Omni hand actually had no point to it, to be honest. Other than looking like the Iron Man hand, it had no
We had no
point.
control over how we got here or anything, really. We don't feel anything about the actions we take because this game has failed to get us.
I got my friend to subscribe. He's seen your short. Oh, thank you. Anyone
invested.
see Superman?
The chapter
Oh,
feels
no, I
almost
did not see the new Superman
performative
movie,
with its
and I don't
themes,
think I'm
throwing out
ever
an
going to do it. I don't
interesting
care
idea
about
while
Superman
being
that
completely
much to do it.
uninterested in actually saying anything. And as someone who wants this game to keep improving, that's really discouraging. And I know they can do better because they did with Chapter 3. So overall, the lack of interest in exploring the ideas it puts forward that are
Wait,
disappointing.
hold up. What type of game is that? Best friend and stuff, because they have
To
their
talk
main
about
channel is
Dr.
horror.
Sawyer.
I mean, not
As my
horror.
husband put
Anime.
it,
I would have just
design
gonna
and
send it, but
concept,
it's just a game we
very
both played
cool.
before.
Execution, wasted. I talked about Chapter 3 and how its ability to focus on Catnap as a villain really helped the chapter feel cohesive and effective. Well, Chapter 4 happens to have a big problem with focus. The Doctor is theoretically the main villain, but he's not treated like it. In fact, it's hard to say what the focus of Chapter 4 is supposed to be. The Doctor is fighting for space in the chapter with Poppy, Dowie, Yarnaby, and the prototype. Okay, Yarnaby is more of a mascot than an actual character with presence, but him being there definitely isn't helping the
I feel like how Dr. Harley Sawyer put it is directly perfectly how the presence that Yarnaby gave. He called Yarnaby a pet, and honestly, that's basically all the presence Yarnaby did. It's just a loyal pet that's like, you know, a guard dog or whatever the hell. That's all the energy he gave off. He didn't give up anything important.
crowding problem.
Nothing important.
I'm not attempting
Just
to
a loyal
imply that
guard dog
Poppy Playtime
or loyal
can't have
animal
secondary
that was there
characters.
to help. That's
Miss
it.
Delight and Dog Day are fan favorites that both
So
work.
basically, Yarnaby, even though Yarnaby is like one of the big characters or something, or I think they are, or I think that's how they try to put it. They feel like more of a side character.
characters. Miss Delight
Yeah,
and
back,
Dog
yeah.
Day are fan
We
favorites
got
that
Lily
both work
vents
really
sometimes
well in
in
their own right.
the Discord
But
server.
the difference between
Okay, then let them vent my Discord server. I'm fine with anyone venting my Discord server, as long as you're not causing problems. I don't care. Maybe he needs like a Apple promo or something. Let me know. Is where me and my wife met in your server. I'm just joshing.
these
Unless
characters and those
What?
in Chapter
Wait, what?
4 is something that I've already mentioned. Restraint. Chapter 3's secondary
that'd be
characters
so crazy
are
if that's true.
actually secondary. They function as small parts of a cohesive whole, allowing them to shine while not taking away from the main plot that's happening. By contrast, Chapter 4 feels like the writers didn't know who they wanted to write their story about, so they tried to make it about everyone. And as a result, we get a lukewarm mess that
no. She's right. This is the only thing I saw about Chapter 4 that I didn't like. It felt like they were trying to put so many like multiple stories in one thing and like smash it together, and it didn't feel like, literally it felt like we did more than one boss. And literally Chapter 1 there's a boss, you know, it's like a small short boss. Chapter 2 there's a boss. Chapter 3 there's a boss. Chapter 4 felt like you fought like more than one boss, and it was
doesn't
like,
allow any
why?
character or story element to reach its full potential. Because I always call him Harvey, but I think his name is Harley. One second.
It is Harley. It's Dr. Harley Sawyer, not Harvey. Why did she think it was Harvey?
Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 Doctor. Harley. It is Harley. Okay.
Oh, I would just looked up Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 characters.
Dr. Harley Sawyer has the potential to be a very cool and interesting character. Narratively, he is the perfect villain to have for a story that wants us to think about who the real monster is. He's objectively a horrible person. He is responsible for starting the whole Bigger Bodies initiative, the entire reason that these children were brutally experimented on. And he's really...
Hey, Sarah, why do you change your name? If you knew me before I changed my name from Spirit War to Spirit Demon Curse, there was really, here's the whole explanation. I got tired of just becoming Spirit Aura because every time you looked up Spirit Aura, spiritual content spiritual YouTube content will always pop up whenever you look up my name. And literally, I was getting sick and tired of that, and also you barely saw any horror content. It was a lot of it was spiritual content. And when I switched my name, and I think this is not my last time changing it because I have no reason to change it. The reason why I changed it to Spirit Demon Curse is because, for one reason, to stand out, also to have a horror channel type of name. That's why.
Not remorseful about it. But
It's just stand out, and also because I didn't want my content to be aligned with spirituality YouTube
in
videos.
His mind, the toys are just as bad as he is. The only difference he sees is that he's committing atrocities in the name of some sort of greater...
And I'll probably change my name again if I still have problems with being connected to some type of content I don't want to be with. But so far, that's not the case, or at least I'm not aware of.
Actually gains humanity something. Otherwise, what was any of this work?
He's in this weird space of understanding that he's done awful things, but still seeing himself as the victim. A genius whose success was stolen out from under him, forced to live in a hell his own monsters have created. And maybe the most interesting thing of all is that he believes that we're exactly like him. As far as
Trying to talk to Kenny right
he's
now?
concerned,
Okay.
he has the moral high ground, because at least he doesn't pretend to be some sort of hero. He sees us trying to do good and sneers. He says, no, you're not doing any good at all. You tell yourself you're better than me, but you're not. We're all the same deep down, tearing each other apart to survive. You saved no one. And this type of character and rhetoric would be super, super effective for what the chapter is going for. But unfortunately, we don't spend enough time with the Doctor for any of these ideas to properly develop. And I mean that literally. Dr. Sawyer is supposed to be able to watch and control everything on this level except the safe haven, but there are huge swaths of time where he's just not there. I'm not really getting the sense that this guy is all-powerful when you can go, like, an hour without ever hearing from him.
Ah, and here you are. Just as I expected.
I originally said an hour as I guess, but then I checked about editing between the Doctor introducing Yanabe and this scene. There's typically 60 minutes of gameplay, sometimes more. The Doctor does not speak at all during that time. Oh.
It appears you are every bit what the prototype fears.
Other enemies in the series with a controlling personality or an emphasis on stalking don't really seem to have this issue. Mommy Longlegs was really weird the whole time.
She was Saw. I don't know why you say helicopter mom. She was literally just Saw. She was Saw, but child
Catnap
version.
is more subtle than that, but he appears enough that it really gives the impression that he's always around, waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
What Yanabe boss fight? There wasn't one. Unless you're gonna consider the one where you turn on a lot of generators to open one area to get to a tiny chase scene. If you call that a boss fight, I guess, but that's not a boss fight, because I'll then compare it to the boss fight you had to do with Doi. I mean, the boss fight. Yeah, actually, technically, Then Huggy Wuggy wasn't a boss fight either because all he did was run away from him for a small little time. Hey there, Kenneth, how you doing? Huggy Wuggy, you just ran away for a little bit of time. Mommy Longlegs actually felt like a boss fight because you had to do a lot just to get rid of her. The one that actually, there's two people that actually felt like a boss fight. Catnap and Doughy. Those are the only two that actually felt like a boss fight to me. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with all you guys right now. Dr. Harley Sawyer boss fight was just Catnap, just remade. That's literally it. Just take away the gas, and all Dr. Harley Sawyer's boss fight is basically what Catnap was, and they just like tinkered it a little bit and then just slapped a different person there. That's all it was. It wasn't a different boss fight. It was the same one repackaged. Is my horizontal light stream going to be fine? What is your thoughts on Prosaken? What? I don't know what that is. Thank you, Hannah, for subscribing, by the way.
Taking notes as Yarnaby hunts us, so why isn't he playing Peanut Gallery when Yarnaby is using his Mega Vision Cone to kill players through walls? Look, I'm not usually one to encourage developers to make a character annoying, but this man should have been up in our business constantly. This is an egomaniac who spent the last 10 years.
No, she's not wrong. Like, this guy literally had his whole thing set up to basically, this guy's gonna piss you off because he's arrogant as hell. If Dr. Harley Sawyer, if they made him like an arrogant character that like, oh, I know everything, and he like, if he gave off the self-righteous, oh, I'm evil, but I'm self-righteous and arrogance and stuff, and etc. I would have hated him, but it would have been perfect for a villain, or at least for someone with his characteristics. Why is bro wearing a mask when he is not on public? I just don't want to show my face.
Years with only his dog and his boss for company.
Basically, some years ago, like, I don't know how long ago, I first started covering my face on TikTok and stuff where I didn't want people to see my face or even my skin color, but then I later on didn't care and then slowly showed my skin color and my eyes and stuff. But I don't show my face because I'm very used to now just covering up my face after I did it, and so that's because I used to video call with this one person so many times and stuff, which I did not do the video calls. They just kept on video calling me and stuff. And the second I stopped, I went so long without video calling, I didn't want to see my face anymore, so I started covering it up. Then after that, it's more of a like, you know, maybe insecurity or more of a. No, it's just like. I'm just so used to this that I just don't want to show my face. Also, if I just feel good when I wear a mask, cause then like, you know, I'm not, cause if I take it off, I feel like naked and stuff. So much to you guys, cause then like you guys see me then, and like I like my own space. Does he wear it off stream? No, that's because I don't off stream. I don't see my face. I'm not going to every single mirror off stream. Why would he use face mask off cam?
And you're telling me that he's not taking the opportunity to call you
that's a good
stupid every time
I don't
you
know.
make a puzzle?
They don't know, but just let you know that no, I don't wear the face mask off live stream. No, I don't.
He's not taking the opportunity to call you stupid every time you make a puzzle mistake? Having him around and constantly judging you would give him the presence to be an actual character instead of just a neat concept.
And we got that. Dr. Hollister, the one they're talking about. I would have had so much major beef with Dr. Hollister. I would want to throw hands with him. And once I would defeat it in the boss battle, I would literally probably celebrate so hard because I would literally at that point hate him so much. Doctor had popcorn.
And it would allow
Uh.
Safe Haven to feel like Safe Haven because it's one of the only places where the Doctor can't butt in and insult your intelligence whenever he feels like it. You'd finally be getting a break from this pretentious insult to ethics, and it would make you want to protect the Safe Haven at all costs. And maybe you don't want to go in this direction and make him annoying, and that's completely fair. Something as simple as having his eyes appear on different monitors as you explore would achieve the same always feeling watched effect. And it would do wonders in making him feel like the actual master of the machine he's intended to be. As it is, he just doesn't have the presence necessary to make his character work as intended. Also, this is a tangent, but I kind of wish they'd kept it a secret that the Doctor had a body at all. I know that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah. Wait, why? That makes no sense. What you want? But do you just want his story to be that he was always a robot? He was just an AI?
Because they specifically had promotional material with his TV head and sticky body and whatever, but I don't know. I just think it would have been cool if this whole time we thought we were just going to unplug him, and then suddenly he has you by the neck and is throwing you across the room, you know? I just feel like that would have been a really effective twist, and it would have made this moment an actual jump scare instead of just something. But anyway, the Doctor doesn't manage to do what he wanted to.
Yeah, but that would make no sense. Well, maybe, because then, like, I was curious, like, why would he test on people then? I'm like, well, he could have been a robot that was made to do so and stuff.
Within the story, but what he does
For how did it feel to miss a dart by a... Okay, shut the hell up.
is undermine the final antagonist of the game. Every other chapter antagonist up until now
she was
has built
fast,
up the
okay?
prototype as
She
the
was being
ultimate
fast. I
final
don't know what to
boss.
say.
An enemy that's cunning, powerful, ruthless. Catnap was especially effective at establishing this because he was such a threatening presence. Having him ultimately be killed by his own master is essentially the game saying, oh, you thought Catnap was scary? Well, he's nothing compared to the prototype, so have fun with that. It's extremely efficient storytelling that serves the broader narrative. The Doctor, on the other hand, does a very good job of making the prototype feel flat and unthreatening. We're only witness to one interaction between the two, and if...
Wait, when did Dr. Holly Sawyer ever mention the prototype? I don't remember when he did. I don't remember this. When did he ever say that? Because, bro, I feel your rage. Oh, I see. But yeah, I don't understand. I don't remember Dr. Holly Sawyer ever mentioning prototype. All I remember is that the prototype was only ever mentioned when you were, like, finishing the chapter 4. Like, oh, boom, insert prototype. We forgot we had to also insert him into this.
feels less like a terrifying monster addressing its underling, and more like a disgruntled employee having an overly polite conversation with their supervisor.
Have I made an error in allowing your survival? Of course not. We just need more time to perfect the...
Oh, I don't think did I don't remember watching this tape, but maybe I have. I probably really forgot about it.
Time. Time is precisely what we do not have. Then I suggest you find some more. That will give me labs access. At least with the two of us.
That is out of the question.
You will still want. Fine.
The Doctor is addressing what is supposed to be the ultimate big bad of the entire story, but he can't summon any emotion beyond bored and vaguely annoyed. And you know, I get it. You don't want the dynamic between these two to feel like you just copied Chapter 3, and you don't want your new villain to feel like a chump in his own chapter. But I feel like having this tape play out this way really hurts our perception of the prototype. The game has been working really hard to keep this character mysterious, with any new information we get just making him more terrifying. To put in all that effort and then have the Doctor treat him so casually feels like a bit of a misstep, and I find it frustrating because there's a really easy way to fix it.
He had ego, that's why. And they would just add a part where the prototype would have hit him and like put Dr. Harley Shore in his place, or you know, in his place and stuff. It probably would make more sense if you want to put it like that. Like, I don't think like Dr. Harley Shore should have changed. Like, maybe add a little bit more arrogance or egotistical and stuff. But they should have added the fact that prototype was you know, throwing him against the ground and stuff, or putting him in a place where, you know, talking down to him and like fighting back against him, to show him like, hey, know your place, little shit, something like that. But it sounds like he didn't do that. But so yeah, if basically they just modify him a little bit and then make the prototype look like he's like trying to make Dr. Harley bow before him to put him in a role where the prototype thinks he should be, then yeah, then it'd be like, oh, the prototype is like, oh, like that.
Just have him sound scared in this recording. He doesn't need to be shaking in his boots or anything, but have him sound cautious, nervous even. His request to use the lab is one he makes carefully, and he immediately backs down and tries to appease the prototype with other options when he's forcefully told no. Imagine how effective this would be at establishing the prototype as a threat. Harley's been a smarmy know-it-all the entire chapter, but in this moment, facing the prototype, he's meek and careful, walking on eggshells because he knows that this thing he made is incredibly volatile, and one wrong move can result in him becoming a red smear on the floor. And having him act like this wouldn't take away from his presence throughout the chapter, because by the time you find this tape, he's already dead. Even though Harley and the prototype are working together, this is the only time we hear about it, so it's really important to make this interaction count.
I must have not ever went to this room because I don't remember seeing this. The tiger of the neon thing. Wait, how's the anime project going? The tiger of the neon. Do you want me to DM my best friend about that right now or something? Like, I can, if you want, I won't show the DMs though, but I would like DM and be like, hey, my audience is asking for updates about the anime. And you know. Or I can like ask them off stream and stuff. You know, just saying the same thing. It just depends on when would you like it.
Speaking of that, I think we need to talk about this chapter's problem with presenting information. In theory, I don't mind videotapes and notes being used to give the player information. They can be fun to find, and it's a cool way of giving the player extra context about the world. But I think they become a problem if they're the only way you get any context.
Thanks.
As far as I can tell,
I'll let them know
all the tapes
that
and
you
notes
guys
in
asked.
Chapter 4 are optional. This is theoretically fine if the only thing on these tapes is fun Easter eggs and extra world building. But that's not the case. Skipping the tapes in Chapter 4 results in a significantly worse story experience. You miss out on important plot details, emotional character moments, huge fan theory confirmations. Some of these tapes are really easy to miss too, making understanding the overarching narrative much harder.
Oh yeah. Actually, that makes sense, because I don't think I went through that many tapes besides the ones that were blatantly obvious. So yeah, we probably did miss a lot of tapes. Doing streams, handling personal stuff, and helping in an anime project, people like you need to be noticed more.
Than it should
oh,
be.
Thanks.
I personally believe that if a player's enjoyment and understanding of your story relies on finding a specific item, then finding that item should be mandatory. And if your story only
Your talent for these is overall more than most other streamers today. Oh, that actually means a lot. Thank you.
makes sense by making 40 minutes
Me and my
worth of
best
tapes
friend
mandatory,
are
then why
live
not
streamers,
just
and like we
make the
both
information
try to do
on
our
the
very
tape
best, and we try to get
part of
better every
normal
single time.
gameplay? Like, instead of having the player stop and listen to an out-of-context conversation from 10 years ago, you just have characters tell them what's happening. Chapter 3 tells a compelling story without you needing to find any tapes or notes. They're a fun bonus, obviously, but you don't need them to understand what's happening.
Yeah, they're like side notes. I
Opening
understand. I
cutscene
agree.
shows us that
They're like side
Catnap
notes.
is around and someone to be wary of. Other characters are quick to tell us how dangerous he is, and Catnap himself is more than willing to show us. Ollie fills you in on Catnap's backstory and relationship with the prototype, and Poppy gives us even more information, with her ultimately revealing the Hour of Joy.
Literally, I feel like the story in Puppy Playtime Chapter 3 was so good, I literally was terrified. I said it during live stream, I'll say it here. Like, I'd say it during my Puppy Playtime Chapter 3 live stream, I'll say it here. I was terrified of doing the boss. You know, it wasn't as hard as I thought. Before and during it, I was scared. The storyline literally put the fear into it.
Joy, setting us up for the story to come. And the dream sequences give us some tantalizing mysteries in a way that's extremely engaging. The chapter doesn't...
No, going through that thing with all those radios and stuff telling about backstory, I thought the place was haunted.
Excellent job of setting up its own story, while also getting
I thought
excited
that whole
for what's to come later.
I
Contrast
felt like the whole orphanage there was haunted.
this
That's the
with
energy it gave me.
Chapter 4 and the Doctor. Why exactly should I care about this guy? Like, I generally understand why, right?
When she asked, "Oh, should I generally? Why should I care about this guy?" and I thought like to myself, and I was thinking to myself right then when she asked this, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I feel like Dr. Hollisterry is a very interesting character, but yeah, we didn't at all give us a reason why to care. You've already entertained me. You're working harder than most people. Oh, sorry, give me a sec. I'm right now texting my best friend. They text me something. I also right now told them about, you know, you mentioning about how people are like asking for updates like you and stuff about the anime. I'm pretty sure my best friend loves hearing this because it makes them excited, seeing that people are getting excited for anime that they're putting a lot of passion to. Okay, I know. Hey chat. I don't know when during this or maybe at the end of reacting to this video, but if you guys want me to, I can reread the script for you guys if you guys really want to see the script again and stuff. That's what my best friend said, like, hey, if you want to, you can reread the script and stuff to entertain them. And like, sure, I'll let you guys know that. Makes me tear up knowing that there are people usually quit but you're an exception. Oh, for me, I'm just obsessed with making content. I'm obsessed with live streaming. That's the thing. The reason why I don't stop doing it is because I'm addicted. You know, people usually get addicted to gambling, to drugs, to all these alcohol, to all these bad things that like is about to have addiction for. I'm addicted to making content. In the past, I couldn't I had to make content every month and stuff because I felt like oh wait, I need to make content. It feels dry right now. Like literally, I had to because like, you know, I appreciate. I felt in chatting again. Yay. Yes, reread the script. Yeah, I want to audition. I want to be background effects.
He's the one who did all these horrible
Well,
experiments.
if you guys want to be involved in the project, I'm gonna have to talk to my best friend about that, and it's really up to their. It's really up to my best friend, but I'll mention that some of my viewers would like to sign up for like any type of helping production and stuff. If they're fine with it, I'm pretty sure they'll be glad to hear that. But you have to have certain ability and stuff. But I'll let them know, and I can either I or they can update you guys about what you guys can help on. This is the only scene I could think of where someone talks about the doctor's crime specifically. Oh,
keeping us trapped here, or the sick scientist.
I'll be a side character that talked for 1 second before being brutally get. Oh, okay.
Which again,
I mean, yeah, something like that is possible.
But this attitude, combined with him not being around to hype himself up,
I think it's possible.
His backstory has no real punch to it. Learning about Catnap's backstory gave his character a new dimension.
Always remembers
Spearman. His
Spearman.
friend escape, but he got hurt.
Don't worry, I got you guys. As long as you guys have me, I got you.
Running away. So we understand where he's coming from, even though he's trying to kill us, and it gives us some juicy tidbits about the prototype. Did he genuinely see Catnap as a friend, and so killed him in a bizarre act of mercy? Or has Catnap simply outlived his usefulness? We don't know, and that ambiguity is interesting, and everyone can enjoy it because everyone
Hey, chat. Bobby, you can see, one of the viewers there. I was going to talk to you about that later and stuff, but you can read up what they said and stuff about. They even I was gonna mention that they wanted to like try to be a part of the production stuff, but I said that's like up to you. But yeah, you can read the chat and stuff. It's hard for me somewhere since I have to reread everything they say.
The game was presented with the same information, regardless of how much lore hunting they did. Whereas with Harley, some of his most interesting backstory stuff is confined to random notes and videotapes. For example, there's a document you can find where the doctor talks about Yarnaby. This note does
He talked about Yarnaby? When?
A lot to characterize the doctor. It shows that he's prideful, callous, manipulative, cruel. My question is, why is this a note and not something the doctor tells us? This is some theoretically good characterization that loses a lot of punch because it's in text form. And I feel like the inherent evil of the Doctor would come across better if his isolation and manipulation of Yarnaby was something he bragged about. What if Yarnaby...
bragging about isolating and manipulating someone? Oh, that would be that would be such a good villain characteristic, because it will give you a reason to hate him. Because I know mass majority of people like me would dislike manipulation. There's only a few people who enjoy it via like people who do it and stuff, or people who don't care. But a lot of people would dislike that because manipulation is controlling other people, and nobody likes to be controlled in this world. Nobody would like that. People would like the idea to control people or have power over people, but nobody wants to be manipulated. Nobody wants to be controlled.
Introduction
so have a reason for people to like pity Yarnaby.
And the Doctor piecing out for an hour. Here, let me show you.
Every time I hit a bottle.
Here, let me show you. Perfectly cut ad. Here, let me show you this product that we're gonna sell you. Sorry. I'm trying also. I'm trying to also join a broadcasting contest limit. The only way I feel happy in the darkest times. Oh.
The others you've faced. 1170, 118.
I'm motivating people not to give up. I salute you for that. I salute you.
Been there, done that. Let's try our hand at some.
Why is she rewording what she said? I mean, was this copyright or something where she had to redo the whole thing and just voice it?
Something a little different. Experiment 1166.
Oh, she's giving the scenario where I should have been. Who wants to help me out on anime? Oh, are you asking like people like are you like if you're asking me who wants to help out? Evan is here. They're the one that was really talking about how they want to help out in anime. Or at least they saying like say when you get to like voice to the part where we are doing the voice acting and stuff, they say like they're fine if they're just like a side person who only talks for a little bit then just like gets killed off, basically a temporary killer, but they would be fine with doing that because they find like being involved in something like that, even something minor, would be something they'd enjoy. What anime? My best friend Kat there, Sharika U. They're so far in the process of making anime. So far, they're just writing up the script and having, like, for example, my girl, my GF, she's part of helping out. There's other people I don't know the names of, but I know there's like other people involved that's helping out with the story, building up the story right now. They're just right now creating the first episode. And if you guys want to, at some point during the session, I can just put it up and read the whole script over for you guys again to give you guys an idea what the anime is going to be about.
Yarnaby. An early sign of progress in the initiative. I'll admit I was disappointed at first. I had chosen the subject specifically for this experiment, and yet none of the behaviors I had observed seemed to remain following the operation. 1166 was physically correct, yes, but it lacked the willingness for violence.
Well, gotta go. Okay, talk to you later. Tess, thanks for stopping by. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you haven't yet. If you're new, by the way.
Personality with a concerning habit of removing the heads of various stuffed animals. And yet, this creature seemed entirely...
We are going to start the budget challenges first. First recording, the first recording is the 23rd of August. Oh, okay.
Content to sit in the corner and watch me work, playing its funny little music. Amusing as it was not a satisfactory result.
By the way, guys, you better go watch those videos. You better show Kat some love and support because that Kat really deserves all of it. They're doing a lot for you guys right now, a ton, and they're trying to right now grow their. They're right now trying to grow their live stream setup, and if you guys show support, even whenever they live stream, because they can't live stream a lot right now because in their personal life they're extremely busy. But yeah, any type of love and support you guys get to Sharkat would be amazing.
Operations to bring out what I had seen, but each new attempt brought forth nothing but a whimpering mess. After much testing, I was forced to conclude that the counselors had been mistaken. The subject was not an antisocial deviant, but merely a shy child with an odd method of play. A most disappointing revelation. But science is adaptable. Over time, I began to see experiment 1-1.
Breathing is slowing. He's slowly calming down.
6's true potential. It expressed loyalty to a select number of staff who nauseatingly felt a sort of sympathy for it. What that meant was that its will could be bent. It felt. It feared. From there, it was easy to instill certain behaviors. After only a few short weeks of conditioning, I was its entire world. Experiment 1166 answers only to me. It is swift, strong, and unfailingly persistent. And I've given it the order to tear you.
I gotta go back to work. I just hit 19 hours and and I just want to go home. Oh my gosh, 19? You probably need sleep a very long time, Kat, after that, because you need a lot of rest. We care about you, and we don't need you to get any illness from Lack of sleep.
You into twitching, bloody pieces. Do keep this interesting for me. I'll be taking notes. And then the first Yarnaby sequence could play out. I personally think that something like this is much more effective at establishing a character
I got a trip tomorrow with my fam at 6 a.m.
than finding a random note talking
yeah.
about them.
I remember
You
that
could
one.
even have the note recording what happened in extremely dry scientific terms and have him monologue about it immediately after you find it. Rather than just showing or telling, it's doing both. I bring all this up because it really feels like Chapter 4 is using these tapes and notes as a crutch, telling the story through strategically placed exposition dumps instead of organically integrating it into gameplay. It's impossible to get the full story experience in Chapter 4 without collecting the majority of tapes, and that feels so backwards to me because it's almost like you're hiding the compelling elements of your story. There's important and impactful information that gets purposefully tucked away here.
The part time the doctor tape is behind the store. The code card you need is different from the one you're given to move the plot forward, and there are no clues about where this key card might be hiding. I just thought it was just a prop at that point. Like, you're not supposed to go through it. I didn't think there was actually a way to go through it, and the fact that there's more information about the lore, and they literally do not give you a way to be like, oh, this is how you can get through the door and stuff, just so you can see more of the lore here. Because there are people like me that'll be like, oh, the lore, just either for like license or if you off like not licensing or making content, generally want to know more about it and stuff. That's terrible game design to not show them exactly how to get to this part of lore. And if it's important lore like such that you need to know to make the story make sense, that's a terrible thing to not let us be like, oh, by the way, let's guide you on how to get to the key, and so you can bring over here so you can find out about the lore. You don't care about the game at that point if you don't do that.
Are people meant to be invested in the cool parts of your story if you keep shoving them under a rug? I'm not saying you need to remove the use of tapes altogether. They're an iconic part of the franchise, and they can function as very effective bits of horror and storytelling devices. I'm just suggesting that maybe something as important as a character's backstory should be mentioned in more places than a single tape on a shelf. Which,
Fair
of
enough.
course, brings us to everyone's favorite bread boy, Doughy the Dough Man.
I misspelled. I did not spell his name right, did I, on the poem?
Doughy as a
That's a good cutaway. After the whole thing, it's like, "Ah!" when he uses a monster. That's like, it's like shocking but hilarious.
character is theoretically very cool. He works as a concept, and the idea of 3 kids being trapped in one bigger body is really interesting. But here's the thing. Doughy having 3 different people inside him is something that's barely addressed in game. Sure, he's a bit temperamental and he has some off mood swings sometimes, but that's about the extent of what you get. Any weirdness in his dialogue can be dismissed as him just feeling really stressed out all the time, which is understandable because he's been the last line of defense against what is essentially the boogeyman for 10 years. There's not really any implication that he has separate personalities unless you're viewing his actions specifically through that lens. And even if you are picking up on it, it doesn't really affect anything in the way you'd expect it to. Because this aspect of his backstory should be a big deal, right? It feels like it should be
I would assume so.
significant, but it just goes completely unmentioned by anyone in the story. You only find out about it if you take the time in this one room to read the note and listen to the tape, and then it's never brought up again. I've talked a lot about Chapter 3 in this video and how its story is structured in a way that allows it to be good. everything centers on Catnap and his relationship with the prototype. You can't separate that idea from what goes on in the chapter because it's so important. Even when you're talking to secondary antagonists, Catnap is part of it. Regardless of anything else that happens, this is the main through line that connects everything. Now imagine if the only place this relationship was mentioned was in this one tape you find when you enter the playhouse. It's honestly pretty difficult to imagine, because this is very important for the overall narrative, and it'd be
Agreed.
really dumb if Catnap and his worship of the prototype was only mentioned in one place that's really easy to miss. But that's exactly what happens with Dowie and his backstory. If you miss the obligatory tape of exposition, there's no reason to believe that Dowie is any different from other experiments. Given the context of the opening VHS tape, most players would just assume he was a traumatized Jack, kind of grown up. And this lack of clarity bothers me because it's so much wasted potential. It's a super interesting idea that should have been given more time to develop. It's especially sad because Dowie as a concept works really well with the chapter's attempted themes. The chapter is asking who is the real monster, and Dowie is a big part of making that question possible because up until this point, there's been no reason to see any of these chapters' antagonists as anything other than monsters that need to be killed.
This is true. This is very true. I didn't feel anything about Huggy Wuggy. I didn't feel anything about Mommy Longlegs. I didn't feel anything about Kenna. I just knew that these were dangerous creatures that need to be taken out.
Catnap had some tragic backstory, sure, but the fact that he used to be a child doesn't change the fact that he's actively hunting you. Huggy, Mommy, and Catnap are all designed to be threatening. The primary emotion we're supposed to feel when interacting with them is fear and unease. They might have been children once, but that's not really an implication that there's something left worth saying.
YouTube now has gift that weird LOL. And wait, and now YouTube has gift that weird. Oh, that probably was said so earlier in the live stream that I actually missed it. I'm sorry. If you're talking about like gifts, like donations, yeah, I don't understand why YouTube's rewording stuff right now like Roblox is.
He's not
My
supposed
rival
to be something
is here.
we inherently
What's up? How you
fear.
doing?
More than any other character, he's
Excuse me.
intended to represent the humanity of the toys. The first meeting with him is a little scary. His way of saving us involves ripping apart and eating Pianosaurus, so we definitely get the impression that he could kill us if he wanted to. But the point here is that he's a
No, I just felt like that he was just saving us for something that could potentially have killed us.
contrast to every other big monster we've met. He doesn't attack us. He doesn't try to manipulate or trap you or anything like that. He's goofy and likable and protective of those weaker than him. He's spent years putting aside his personal needs and desires as he does his best to fulfill the role of caretaker for children barely younger than him. His entire motivation and personality are meant to make you think, to make you consider that these things aren't just monsters, they're people, and you've been killing them. Was that ever a good thing to do? And him being made
Fried fish is one of our hours meal here. Oh, with of course
of
rice.
three different
Oh,
people would only deepen this idea. If
Fish
we
and
break down
rice.
the themes even further beyond who's the real monster,
wait, isn't the Philippines in Asia?
chapter
Because if
4
it
a
is, I'm pretty
chapter
sure
about
that's one of
identity,
the common dishes
about
like fish and
loss,
rice because
what
it's
people
pretty cheap to
become when
make.
their defining characteristics are taken
Or I
away
think fish
from
is
them,
very
how
cheap
what
in
we
those
do
countries, I'm
makes
not
us
sure.
what we are. Dowie has 3 different, sometimes contradicting personalities in his mind.
I mean,
He's
the
a
meal doesn't
being
sound
that's
bad. This sounds
trying
really
to
good.
figure out how to exist, and that could represent the idea of struggling with identity beautifully. But unfortunately, Dowie has the exact same problem as the Doctor. None of this potential is given the proper time to develop into something tangible. Matthew, Kevin, and Jack should function as complete characters within their own right, but they're just not that well established. Matthew is the leader, Kevin is angry, and Jack is sad. and that's pretty much all you get from them. It would have been really interesting if these 3 characters were allowed to exist as complete characters in their own right, but as it is, they feel flat. The one I'm honestly most disappointed about is Kevin, because he's been labeled as a problem child, but no child is just a straight problem. I would have really liked to see what was actually—
Dude, I was literally listed as a problem child. Was I a problem? I was a kid, and a lot of adults, when I would grow, just had a terrible time. Like had a horrible time knowing how to, you know, treat me on who I was. I'm gonna say like mass majority of the adults I went through, because like a lot of them like felt like to punish me or stuff whenever I did something bad, and none of them actually took the time to see the source of it. All of them just treat me like I was just trying to cause problems, and it felt like condescending.
going on with him, and see his anger come out in a way that was protective and not just destructive. And sidebar, in a way that was
Okay, the trope of the evil personality is really tired and boring, and I would have liked to see something else.
and not just destructive.
Also, I'm sorry, but this looks really silly without sound.
And sidebar, can you imagine how cool it would have been if in the final fight, all 3 of these characters wanted us dead? 3 entirely different characters coming together and blaming us for something awful would have hit really hard. But it just doesn't get to be as interesting as it easily could have.
I honestly kept forgetting there was like 3 kids inside him. I just thought it was like just Dowie, not like 3 personalities. So I thought he just like kept on switching his emotions, and I didn't really think too much about it. Maybe because I have like I'm somewhat bipolar myself, so I didn't think that deep on it. Okay, my girl just texted me. I just read what she said. Let me go text her back about it. Yo, chat, I got a quick question for you guys before we continue with this video. Would you guys like me to reread the script right now, like in the middle of the reaction to this video, or would you like me to reread it after the video? It's your choice. Like I can do it right now. I could just read it from like beginning to end and stuff from what I have. Though it would take maybe I'm estimating around 10 minutes at most to read the whole thing, due to my reading speed. My reading speed, how I read out loud. Excuse me. I didn't even finish what I said about appreciating y'all earlier on. In order, the haters, man, keep going till you make it. Life is short, so live it at the fullest. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my best for that. But yeah, I'll play the video, but I'll pause it and to see what you guys choose. Like I can either reread it right now for you guys or reread it afterwards. But if a lot of people seem to be interested in me rereading it, well, my best friend asked me, then my girl asked me just to confirm it, and then you guys, I'll be like, yeah, we would love for you to reread it. At this point, just let me know. Would you want me to do it right now or after this video? Like, which one would you guys prefer?
We don't spend enough time with Dowie or any of those he's made up of to have his death hit. I've watched other people play, and they liked Dowie well enough and were sad when he died, but I don't think it hit anywhere near as hard as it should have. This
I don't know. I just thought his monster form was interesting, but I didn't understand it because, like, it's your choice. No, I know it's my choice, but like, okay, if I were to choose, I probably will like finish reacting to this video, and then at the end I'll do the whole thing. Even though I'll be staying up even longer, even though I would like to like get up really early tomorrow for like a Roblox live stream for something, I'll still be like, okay, we can do this. So then, like, that's what I'm thinking. All you guys right here are here for me to react to this. And I thought to be nice, I'm thinking to be nice, I'll finish it for those who just want here for that. And anyone who would love to be around to watch me reread a script that my best friend and my girl is writing for my best friend's future anime. Then I can do that after live stream, because then I'll see everyone who's like still invested into that. Okay.
moment should have been absolutely gut-wrenching. It should have made you want to puke and stare at a wall for a while.
Cause then I don't feel like I'm forcing you guys to go through that,
Gut-wrenching. It should have made you want to puke and stare at a wall for a while. You should have felt like a horrible person when this happened, because that's what this chapter wants to do. It wants you to feel like what you're doing can cause actual harm. And Joey dying should have done that, because he's the only monster that wasn't a monster. He was our friend, and then we had to kill him, and that—
I don't think I would call Joey my friend, because I wasn't that much invested into his character where I would call him a friend. Maybe in story-wise we were supposed to be friends, but I didn't feel it at all. But yeah, just so you guys know, unless you guys want me to pause at any point and ask me to read it now, I'm thinking to reread the script after, reacting to this video.
That's awful. But because we barely spent any time with him and processing the fact that he's also a victim, he just becomes another boss fight that is a little tedious to get through. Another thing that keeps his character from working so well is that the safe haven isn't established as the safe haven. Doey's entire reason for snapping is because it gets destroyed, but the safe haven never got to feel like an actual place. None of these toys feel like real characters, they just feel like props that stand in generic poses. The first interaction isn't
Should I reveal my height in Discord? That's up to you, man. I don't care.
that bad.
That's your personal information.
You arrive in a tense situation,
But I
so
don't
no
think
one
height
really
really
wants
matters,
to
because
talk
I'm
to
like
you,
5'9",
but
5'10",
this
like
is
around
the
there.
only interaction
there, you
with
know how
any
tall I
of the
am.
toys that you get, and it doesn't help you emotionally connect with the place you're supposed to be protecting. When it comes to being in Safe Haven, you can wander around and see some things, but there's nothing else. And then Doey sends you to do the Yarnaby boss fight, you come back, and then immediately leave to do another boss fight. And then you come back, and then leave to go set charges, and then it's dead. There are no moments in here that make you feel like this is a place worth protecting. As with most things in this chapter, the concept works, but
All I knew is that if we did blow, if that's the thing we did, is that we went our way to blow this up. I just felt like it was like, oh, we got to destroy it all because it's part of the factory. We got to destroy the factory because all these bad things. That's what I felt like, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, okay. I guess we'll destroy wherever we need to here, if it means like we can take down the factory because I did all these bad things and stuff. I guess it's not that I cared at all. It's more of a like, oh, okay, so just another thing we gotta do to, I guess, in the storyline to destroy the greater evil, whatever happening. It was more, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, well, I don't know about that. It wasn't like, hey, I don't know about that. This place is pretty nice and stuff. I don't know if we should destroy it, like, because it's like part of the factory. I was just like, okay, if we have to, we have to, I guess so.
the execution doesn't give it the support it needs. There's no reason to feel attached to this place in any sense. We understand logically why Doey's upset to lose it, but there's no feeling attached to this moment. You had an indirect hand in destroying this place, and that should have felt awful, because these were children, and now they're all dead. But you just don't, because you don't feel any attachment to any of it. I've heard some rumors that
This is true. Like I just said a few seconds ago, I didn't feel anything because I didn't see a reason to care.
the safe haven was supposed to have more in it. Like there was supposed to be a side quest where you find a book for Doey to read to the critters. I haven't been able to find where this rumor originated, and I don't have any confirmation that this was actually the plan, but doing something like that would have done a lot for this chapter. It would have helped to humanize the other toys of this place in a way that no other event could have. They'd stop feeling like random NPCs that aren't characters and start to feel like kids. Especially with Doey reading to them, you'd see them as children and want to protect them. If you don't want to include the side quest with Doey, you don't have to do that, but you should do something. Like, I don't know, maybe this unicorn could ask you to build a little ramp she can get up so she can draw on a part of the walls that she hasn't yet. And then when you do it, she says thank you, and suddenly the toys actually have a personality, and it's charming and sweet, and it makes you want to take care of this place.
Yes, and I've seen this whole thing before in other games, and it works to make you feel something for them. And if something bad happens, it smacks you like that. It's like, boom, oh no, why did that happen? Oh no, it'll feel terrible. But I didn't care because it just felt like, oh, smiling critters here. Okay, I don't care. It's like, I'll keep on saying, like, they didn't, she's right, like, they didn't give you a reason to care.
It actually hurt when it all got exploded later. I've been throwing around the term lost potential.
You know, I might actually vent what I'm pretty much feeling right now.
And I'm sure it's getting repetitive at this
I don't know
point,
if I'll
but
say to put it on a
really
live
the
stream.
only way I can
Or
think
maybe
of
should. That really depends on what you're fine with talking about.
Feeling about this series as a
But
whole.
if you want
There's a
to
lot
feel
of
safer and say in a
genuinely
Discord server, that's
cool
fine.
Ideas here that I'd love to sink my teeth into, but almost everything we see is surface level. We're presented with the base concept and nothing else. That's part of the reason why I think Chapter 3 is by far the best one. It's the only chapter where I feel that they not only presented their ideas, but actually explored them in a way that's interesting, which isn't something I can say for Chapter 4. They clearly want to be taken more seriously with all these corpses everywhere, but having serious ideas and themes doesn't mean you're actually exploring them.
3 years since I've been lifeless. I think you mean when you say that 3 years since you felt like completely empty, like you feel hollow inside.
As a compare and contrast,
I think
let's
you're saying
take
that
this
because I know.
scene from
If so,
Chapter
I know
3.
exactly how
There's
you feel
a small
then.
moment where you're in these deep caverns and going through puzzles.
Though for me, it's been like over 3 years, or maybe maybe around. I don't know how long it's been for me, but if that's what you meant, I know what you feel like. What it feels like to be empty, and it hasn't changed for me. Always spreading positive while being negative towards myself.
And right at the end, you come across Catnap, worshipping a shrine of the prototype that he's
I relate
made.
to that.
It's created out of the corpses
Fully.
of all the other toys that he's killed, and you see him crawl out of the darkness and worship it. It's a very small moment, and at first it might just seem like something creepy they threw in for fun, and to a degree it is. But this tiny scene actually tells us a lot. Firstly, it reinforces information that we've just been told up until this point. We've been told that Catnap worships the prototype, but this is showing us that in a very direct way. It also gives us our first real clue into what the prototype actually looks like. Sure, he's been
Like a bunch of just a whole mess of things. Basically, it'll feel like it feels like a Lego creature where a bunch of pieces just strapped up upon. You know, in Lego games when you fight a big boss thing that's a huge thing that like throws his hands down to try to hurt you. Yeah, it just feels like a bunch of things collectively to make one huge monster. Might not be that long, but the abuse I've endured makes up for. I'm not a therapist. I say you should get a therapist for something like that. But the most I've done to help me, I can't say heal, but to help ease any pain or anything like that. I use music a lot of times in my life, and I still do, to just basically. It's like music is a safe haven for me, and I say it to anyone, just right now, until you have a therapist or someone to help you with your mental health, music can help you escape it all. It's not a cure. It's not a fix all, and it's certainly, I'm not saying it's going to be healthy, just ignore your health, but it's something to help you just keep pushing forward.
Hodgepodge together with a bunch of unrelated corpses, but we can assume that Catnap has seen his god before. And so this mystery gets even deeper as we try to decipher what he's trying to.
And there's a whole ass skeleton there. They killed a whole ass employee for this. The sleeping gas release looks like a fucking drainage in the bathroom.
Represent with this horrific
Oof.
menagerie. But even more than reinforcing what we know and giving us a hint to the future, this actually characterizes Catnap in a very subtle way.
Wow, and it's very subtle how I got that too. Wow, interesting.
We've known since the start that Catnap is dangerous, but this shows us that he has a level of intelligence that we as the player might not be expecting. He's not just a wild animal killing without reason. He made this, which means that he can think. He's able to reason and understand things. And as we walk away, he vanishes, leaving us in suspense as we process that the animosity Catnap holds toward us might be a little more personal than we first realized. And again, this is a really small moment, but it makes excellent use of its time. It's there.
Thing, I'm oblivious, so I don't pick up on stuff like that. The only way I can cope while enduring this for a few more breakthrough years is dragging people away from their shell and showing them they exist for a reason, to live, to show them to be human. I really don't know what to be a winner. That's nice. I'm not sure what to tell you because I deal with my own stuff that makes me feel like I won't last that long because how increasingly it gets worse in my head. But I guess all I can say is just find people that are worth living for.
There for a reason, and it tells us a lot. Now let's move
Find
away
people
from
that's
this
worth
shrine
living
and
for.
take a look at this pile of twisted
worth
human
living with and stuff.
corpses we can find in Chapter 4. In various playthroughs, I've seen people kind of fawn over this moment, saying that it's an indicator that the story's getting really serious now, but I don't know. I understand it's a bit of a novelty to be seeing a human corpse as opposed to one of the bloody toys, but let's be honest, this isn't that much worse than the violence we've already been seeing.
I feel like it was a really good thing to show, though. I feel like it was just a horror aspect, not a storyteller.
Oh no, this feels almost bland to me. All the
It basically felt like a horror setup, and it was like I was like, oh shit. But then after you leave it, you're gonna forget about it because you don't really see something like that a lot anymore.
These guys
afterwards.
kind of look the same, and they're in really weird poses that I don't know how they could have died in. But even beyond how I personally think it looks, I have to ask, what is this moment actually doing for us? story-wise. We already knew there were going to be a bunch of dead bodies down here, or at least their chewed-up remains, so why is this a revelation? And on top of that, why are all these bodies here like this? Did someone put them here? Did they all just crawl in here and decide to die interlaced with the piping? And if someone did put them there, why were they arranged in this way? Was it the doctor? Was it all the little evil smiling critters? Did we somehow do it and lose our memory? This whole area just feels so weird.
Empty, without point. Yes, I can understand that. So, Spirit, keep going. Don't let those imaginations catch up to you. Remember, no one loses. Everyone is a winner, no matter what.
And you know what you do in this area? You
Thanks.
squeeze
I really
past
appreciate
the
it.
bodies, pick up a key card, and leave. And you never come back, and no one talks about what happened to these people. It really feels like this was just put here to shock people, to be a big spectacle, something you can point to and say, wow, wasn't it crazy when that happened? And, you know, that's fine. You can just have a big, spooky moment if you want. No one's gonna stop you, and plenty of people will think it's cool. But I think that if your spectacle has a reason behind it, that just makes it even better. We could have learned that this is the doctor's hobby, that he just likes twisting bodies into weird shapes. Or we could have learned that the smiling critters not in the safe haven have this weird culture. Or something, I don't know. Hi, editing llama here. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. I did not warm up at all, but I just wanted to pop in because I just came up with an idea that's better than both of the ones I just said. Because I was thinking about how all the bodies look the same, and so then that got me thinking it'd be less obvious it'd be less obvious that they were the same if they didn't have heads. And then I remembered, like, Yarnaby's child's whole thing was taking the heads off his toys and switching them around. And so now my idea is that, like, Yarnaby has this Shrike behavior where he'll just, like...
If you didn't know, sharks will stab their prey on thorns and barbed wire and stuff to save for later. Well, that's morbid.
Rip the heads off of the things he hunts and switch them around, or like store them in places. And then as you're going through the level, you just find all these random heads in really, really weird places, and you're like, what on earth is happening? But then eventually you realize that it's Yarnaby who's doing it, and that's what he does to you when he catches you. I think that'd be a really cool concept. And I know it contradicts the scene that I wrote earlier, where Quinn's behavior didn't remain after he was turned into Yarnaby, but it was a really cool bit of imagery, and I wanted to share it with you all. So here we are. I hope you're enjoying yourselves, and yeah.
Yeah. Then again, all this is just fan fiction unless they use it in the game or something. So basically, you know, like, oh, I know, I'm just changing up my ideas and stuff. I'm like, it's fan fiction, it's fine. It's weird that if it would that was the real lore to it, and they just like switch up on it on the spot.
Mama, you don't technically do anything in the catnap shrine section.
Hey there, Jazz. Welcome back. How you doing? Make sure to like and share if you haven't yet. Also subscribe if you haven't yet. If you're still new. The stream went from roast to Kenny being left out to politics to Cat's appearance to me appreciating people like you to appear and other event.
It's within the narrative.
Welcome to my live streams. It feels very bipolar.
Beyond, oh, that's really creepy. And you know
mainly because I probably have some undiagnosed bipolar disorder.
An even crazier toy. All of these bodies here are just here for shock value, and I think that's a bit of a waste. Also, this is a minor nitpick, but I don't think those bodies should be looking like that. It's canonically been a decade down in a basement with, like, no food. Those guys should be picked clean. There should not be a shred of flesh on those bones.
There's flesh? I thought they were just bones.
But you know what I think isn't a nitpick in terms of criticism? It's something that's a problem in this chapter, but in all honesty, it's something that's been permeating the entirety of Poppy Playtime. Just something simmering beneath the surface. And that problem is that it has not been addressed once in this entire series why we are even here. Why is the character we play as even coming back to this factory?
I literally asked that in the beginning, though. That's literally what I asked earlier. And people tell me, oh, it's because I supposedly the prototype like guilt tripped you to come back, or you're trying to investigate about your people and stuff. And the thing is, that's cool if I probably forgot if they mentioned that, but I don't think they made it very clear enough that why you're even there.
I can understand in the first and second chapter, we don't know a lot about ourselves. We only know basic stuff, like you used to work there, and these monsters don't like you very much. That's fine for early stuff. But we are 4 chapters in to what is probably going to be a 5-chapter story, and we don't know anything. And that's a big problem, because how are we supposed to feel and connect with anything if we don't even know why we're there? Because the thing is, other characters think they know why we're here. Poppy thinks we came back to find out what happened to our coworkers. The doctor thinks we came back because we cared about someone. But those are just their assumptions. We don't actually know anything. And
that's probably why you guys said, like, oh, we came back here because of the coworkers. Probably because those were the assumptions of the characters. But yeah, the direct answer is we don't know exactly why we, playing as the main character, even go back to the factory. And that's not something I even realized till now. Also, thank you so much for 10 likes on the short side. I really appreciate it. But yeah, have you guys ever questioned that? Like, why did we come back? Because unless someone wants to go back to and 100% all the games to find the answer, I don't think they actually answer the reason why are you back at the factory in the first place.
And I know that Mascot Horror has this big thing about keeping information hidden, because that's what FNAF did, and it doesn't matter that FNAF didn't do it very well. Now everyone feels like they gotta be mysterious.
Shut up, they did very well. You're just being nitpicky. They did that for the lore!
All the time. Like, I can understand the desire to keep big information hidden. Mysteries are fun sometimes.
By the way, thank you for 11 likes on the shorts.
But
Let me just
lately,
mention that real quick.
It's been feeling like a carrot on a stick. I thought Chapter 4 was going to give us
What the hell does carrot on a stick even mean?
something, because Chapter 3 felt like a lead into that. The character we play as does not talk. They don't even seem to react to what everyone else is saying all the time, so we have no insight into who they are or what they're feeling about any of this.
I should be a therapist with these skills. Hey, if that gives you a reason to keep on living, to study to be a therapist, I salute that. And honestly, I think we need more therapists in this world. And what I mean by saying that, I think we need more therapists that don't cost a ton of money. I feel like I wish we had more like affordable therapists for people that don't have money, so they can go to find someone. Like someone that will cost you maybe $100 or less to go to. Something affordable for a poor person to do. Honestly, if you can be like, if those people exist, awesome. But if you can start the whole new thing, cheap therapists that are just as good, but to make sure people who are poor can afford a therapist when they need one, I salute that. You're actually making a huge difference in this world.
Includes a moment
because we
where
actually
for
need
once
that.
We do get that introspection. There is a nightmare sequence where we're exploring the subconscious of the person we play as. And I think it's easily one of the most compelling parts of that chapter. It gives us so many interesting little tidbits to chew on, and I wish that Chapter 4 had continued in that vein. But no, Instead, it just gets more and more unbelievable that we would ever come back.
Yeah. That's basically my question now for chapter 4. Like, okay, why are you back? Because all this just seems like a very stupid thing to come back to when there's all these troublous things. And if the answer is that we don't really have a reason to, that we went back, we just did it, I'd be like, like, I feel like since she's mentioned this, that means that there's no lore yet about why you go back. And when they implement it, they need to make it very good, because something like that can honestly make or break the series at that point. Because you're so deep into it, and they don't give you a good reason why you came back. There's someone like, I will personally just stop playing the franchise, and I'll only play just if people want to watch, be like, oh, please play it and stuff, and just do it for the audience and stuff, or that I wouldn't really care to play it. Because it's like, what was it all for then?
Were we a terrible person who helped experiment on kids? Or were we just an innocent nobody? Because at this point, it feels kind of important for us to know
exactly
whether we're just an average person or the scum of the earth. Like, that feels kind of relevant. This dream sequence is so good because it suggests that there's so much more to know. It gets you thinking. It pulls you in because you want to know what's happening. What's up with us? Why are we haunted by guilt? Why did we actually come back? And I really love it for that. But chapter 4 does nothing to build on this, so the only real conclusion we have to this introspection is that we don't actually know anything.
Do you have any idea what you're doing? Do you know what's happened here? Do you know who we once were?
I actually forgot what she said all those things here.
Do you see why we have to end this? Do you even know what's real? No, you don't.
You! What did you do? Why did you kill Doey? Do you even understand what happened?
No, you don't.
I completely understand the desire to have your story be somewhat mysterious. I understand how compelling and cool it is to have a secret thing you want to reveal at the last minute. But I think this is revealing itself to be a problem because at this point, it's just been so long since we've really known anything about ourselves. So it's that much harder to connect with the story in a meaningful way.
And honestly, I feel like the reason why it matters right now, for it, because like, in FNAF, it doesn't matter. You're just be like, oh, you're basically you're basically an employee that just came back. I mean, you're an employee that just got hired, just like you're just every other security guard. You're just working here. Then you learn the story about it. You really need to know much beside that, because like, oh, okay. There's not much depth to it. I'm just a random person, but we're getting to experience all these horrible things. And that's not the same case and scenario. It's deeper than that.
And from a more meta perspective, an audience needs time to process new information. If they're planning on revealing everything about us in the last chapter, I don't think it's gonna hit as hard as it could have, because it's just going to be so much all at once. I think it would have been better if this chapter revealed what Poppy's deal is, and also revealed what our deal is. Imagine if we'd found out who we were and why we were actually back at the factory at the end of this chapter. Do you have any idea how much excitement that would have fueled? How much fan art people would be churning out? How much DLC they'd be willing to buy? How much more invested they'd be in our character and their relationships with everyone else in this world if we actually knew why we were there?
Hello, I hate my parents. They won't let me finish watching your live.
And what our whole entire
That sucks.
deal was?
Sorry, I know I'm late
so
to that.
cool. And it
I didn't read it yet.
So
Damn, that sucks.
happy.
I'm sorry to hear
But
that.
instead, we are very close to what is the end of the story, and no one knows why they're even there. So our ability to care about what's happening is severely limited. And it's kind of starting to leach into how the entire world of the story feels. Because the story isn't as strong, it gives us time to think about the world at large. And it's starting to feel like it's full of a bunch of holes. Like logic holes. Poppy Playtime has never tried to be a realistic game, but as time has gone on, I think it's fair to say that they want their world to feel grounded in some sense. They want to be taken seriously. They want you to think about what an actual tragedy this would be.
Don't want any random BSD shit to get ready for the internet
And
takeaway.
that is really good.
What do you mean internet takeaway?
But it also makes me think about how this world would actually
Wait, are you
work.
saying that you're gonna be limited on using the Wi-Fi or something?
And in doing so, I came to the realization that this entire operation
okay, I understand
was
if so.
constantly on the brink of a massive security breach at basically every point. And I'm trying to suspend my
To
belief,
make
but
it so I can't connect to the internet?
there are some
Oh.
things that I just can't get over. Like, you want me to believe that literal, actual thousands of children went missing and no one noticed? I feel like that's a little much. People get skeptical when the number of FNAF victims gets above 2 digits and you're telling me that actual thousands of children went missing and no one batted an eye? Like, I'm sorry, I cannot take that at face value. And I'm really trying to get on board with this new direction, but when they're bringing up stuff like the science of cloning and embryology, then it just becomes so much harder to believe that they could have hid this entire operation somehow. Like, in Chapter 3, there's a really effectively creepy moment in a
Send down
VHS
some
tape
of your
where a
vids.
kid was
Aw,
going to
thanks,
be
I really
adopted,
appreciate
but
that.
turns out he was put into testing instead. And it's really effectively disturbing, but at the same time, did you guys not have some sort of tracker on who was getting adopted and who was set for testing? Did you not have some sort of fail-safe in case you wanted to test a kid who had parents, potential parents, coming to see them? Like, you didn't even give Stella a script for if this happened? Apparently you didn't, because now you've got
When
two
would they, turn it back?
extremely upset prospective parents who are not just gonna let this go if you shrug and say sorry. And I understand that this is supposedly a big company, but hush money only gets you so far.
True.
Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how much money you give someone. People talk. That's just a thing people do. Even if you killed these specific 2 parents, if this is a repeat incident, one of your thousands of employees is going to say something. This big shot in Chapter 4 with all of these dead toys is a fantastic shot. And it shows that, wow, this was crazy. This is so much bigger than we thought. But if every single one of these dolls was once a living child, then you're proposing that hundreds of thousands of children went missing, got shoved into a meat grinder, and no one noticed. And I just find that so hard to believe. And I understand that the game is saying that they're orphans, so no one would miss them. But first of all, that's really insulting to anyone in your audience who happens to be an orphan. Thank
Yeah, if any of you guys are orphans, if I have any orphans watching, don't worry. Just because you disappeared doesn't mean no one would care about you. I expect you would.
Thanks for that. And secondly, there's more than just parents that take care of a child. People have brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, distant cousins, grandparents. Like, even if they aren't able to take them on and care for them themselves, they'd at least try to keep track of them, right? And that's not even taking into account, like, neighbors and just people they knew in passing. And again, even in the case that there was no one for a specific child who would miss them, this place has thousands of workers. You'd think that after years, someone would look around and go, wow, a lot of our kids aren't getting adopted, but a lot of them sure do vanish without explanation. Are we just supposed to accept that they're not gonna say anything? And I understand that their general way of dealing with this would have been to kill their employees, which, whatever, they're an evil corporation, makes sense, makes them fittingly evil.
I was trying to think of making some stupid ass joke like, oh wow, they're just vanishing for no reason, but they're still not getting adopted. I feel like there's like something that actually did that type of thing in like a story wise or something. I just don't remember. I was gonna make a joke on it. Night, again. Sweet dreams, murder god. I can't tell any of your streams that are more than an hour.
But that...
Oh, then you're gonna have to go back to my old content, I guess.
Also would make people suspicious if you did that more than, like, 3 times. In one of the security tapes, they say that it won't be so easy to cover up the fact that 60 visitors died. And it's good that you're acknowledging that it would be hard, but acknowledging that it would be hard does not actually explain how you managed to do it. And I feel like that's an important thing to explain, because even if we assume that the company had a bunch of money, they're still just a toy company. They're not a government institution or a military branch or something. They're a toy company. And maybe you're like, no, Llama, it's fine. Kids disappear all the time.
Poor SZA, I want your IP, your home address to you, especially your government files that say a lot about you, because that's concerning for you to say that.
Literally half of my elementary school class disappeared and no one batted an eye.
I feel like someone would just joke about that, actually, like a morbid joke, but if that actually happened, that's very concerning, and a lot of authorities will have to go check up on it.
Even if you believe all that, this isn't just about thousands of theoretical children. This is about the many, many people we canonically see die during the hour of joy.
We are looking for gamers who...
I'm looking for ads that don't, play.
Hundreds, if not thousands of employees all vanish in a single day. And these are not just nobodies you can say would disappear without a trace. Playtime Co. was going under, so they wouldn't have had the money to keep everyone quiet, and even if they did, everyone's dead. You could maybe convince me if it was like an isolated team of 15 researchers, the last dregs after everyone started leaving. But no! We see how many people die, and it's a lot. People have husbands, and wives, and brothers, and sisters, and
Dude, why is just randomly showing a very popular media?
children, and friends outside of work? You're telling me that every single one of them just vanished, and everyone they knew was like, oh yeah, the last time I saw them, they were headed towards that workplace that they hate, and no one tried to investigate the factory? And maybe you're thinking,
maybe that's why we're there. We're investigating for people. I don't know. At that point, even if we were, there's no lore to say that we're holding a camera or something to record everything and stuff to show what happened. I'm doing reaction videos now. Dude, I survived a fall in Roblox with 1 health remaining.
oh, they looked but they couldn't find anyone because they dragged all the bodies down below to eat them. But that doesn't work because the orphanage that the parents were visiting to look for kids is deep underground. So they already knew that Playtime Co. had this weird underground setup, so they definitely would have gone and looked there. This whole thing just makes no sense, and try as I might, I cannot bring myself to believe it. I know this all sounds kind of mean, and I'm sorry for griping about it so much, but this is just the stuff that I think about. When I want a story...
I'm not gonna lie, there does actually seem like a lot of lore that's missing that makes no sense. But this is kind of being nitpicky on a lot of these things, and like, okay, a lot of these things wouldn't make sense if they didn't actually have a good reason, because a lot of them like gigantic casualties and actually not just casualty, gigantic death count. But I don't know what to tell you.
Story to be good, these things stand out to me. I really like Onward as an emotional story between two brothers getting closer to each other.
Oh, she liked Onward? Hey, I liked Onward too. I'm like, I was fine with it. I'm pretty good. I just didn't understand why people trashed on it. It wasn't a bad movie. It
other,
wasn't.
but I was so extremely distracted during the credits because the implication of magic coming back to their world has extreme socio-political implications that they're just not gonna address, and they're cowards for not showing us how the centaur could drive a truck. Listen, I know I'm complaining a lot, and that probably makes it seem like I just really don't like Poppy Playtime, but that's not true. There are things I like about it. I like the monster design. I like that each chapter is striving to be bigger and better than the last one. I think the mystery of who we are has been dragged on for way too long.
I fully agree with that, honestly.
But it is compelling.
Like I
and
already
want
said,
to know what happens.
it took this video to make me realize, wait a sec, we don't even know who the hell we are, or if we do fully know who we are, why are we even there in the first place?
There's a lot of
Why
good
do we even
ideas
get that?
that I would love
Why
to
do we get
expand
that
upon with my imagination.
deep into the whole
I just
factory?
wish that the game itself
Why?
also
What was the point?
expanded on it. And
Why
I
are we
think
even
it would
back?
help them to tell a clear story if we also knew Playtime Co.'s reason for doing this in the first place. In the first chapter, it was pretty clearly implied that the experiments are intended to extend human life, possibly even gaining immortality, which is honestly a pretty unique concept for a mascot horror game. Or at least, it's a different twist on stuff we've seen before. But then in the next chapter, it's implied in the game that no, that's not what they were trying to do. They were trying to make factory workers / glorified guard dogs. Which, you know, it's a change, but whatever. But now we're circling back to the immortality thing, and it really doesn't help that a lot of this information is only available in the form of ARGs. It's another area where story information that would get people invested is not readily available. And I really feel like it hurts the experience.
Wait, are you telling me that the rest of the rest of the lore is in just ARGs? That's a horrible way to do this. That honestly just tells me you don't care about your franchise at all. Excuse me. Hey there, Baby War. If you're new, make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
I know that this genre has created its identity around the idea of hidden lore. And I really don't mind hidden lore. It's fun to discover new things. I am a fan of mascot horror and the fun mysteries we get to partake in. But I'm also an artist, a storyteller. I like to make things and I like to share the things I make. And I think it is a better audience experience if they know why they should care about things. Get them attached to someone, make a MacGuffin that's really cool, actually give us clues to the mystery so we can try to come to our own conclusions and see if we're right. I really like this series and I want it to succeed. And I feel like Chapter 3 was a great glimpse into how amazing all of this could be. But Chapter 4 feels like a stumble, and we didn't get to explore any of the stuff we might have found interesting. Because you know what the real kicker is? The end of Chapter 4 is so compelling. It's so interesting.
I fully agree with her. The thing that stands out to me about Chapter 4 is its ending. That's it. Everything else felt like, okay, it just felt like story, summer story, puzzles, boss fight. But the thing that impacted me most was the ending of this, because it was a bomb they threw on us. It was like a oh shit moment. And that's the only thing to give a shit about Chapter 4, to be honest. Or at least in my opinion. Like, if you really want to know why to play the game, just play it through until you get to this part. This part is very memorable. And thank you so much for 12 likes on the YouTube Shorts. How many likes are we on? We're just on 6 likes on the horizontal, which is fine. Actually 7.
Kissy's
6 or
scared
7.
animation when Ollie turns out to be the prototype.
Who's your favorite Smiley Critters and Nightmare? What do you mean by Nightmare? Like Nightmare and Poppy Playtime, or are we talking about like Nightmare Animatronic and FNAF? My favorite Smiley Critter. Maybe I would just say something generic as like Catnap and stuff, because I like the character. The other ones I didn't care for that much, but Kidnap I really
reveals
enjoyed.
more about the prototype than anything anyone has said in this chapter. It better conveys the danger of the situation than I think anything else this entire time has. And that gets me. This ending scene is so well done and so interesting.
Oh wait, and nightmare critters? Wait, what's a nightmare critter?
And it makes me want to know what happens next.
What's the difference between
And
a
I
nightmare
wish
critter and a
that
smiling critter?
The whole chapter was full of moments that made me feel like that.
I don't think I remember what a nightmare critter is. I don't know if I've seen them.
Wish this felt like a grand finale rather than a really good send-off to a chapter that's kind of dragged. There's so much room in this world for cool things to happen and for there to be a compelling story to get attached to. And I really...
Puppy Playtime? No, I understand you're talking about the game, but I don't know what a nightmare critter is. I only know what smiling critters is. I don't know what a nightmare one is.
Chapter 4 is not as good as Chapter 3. It's a major step back in storytelling, and it makes me nervous about the future and what the ending of this series will be like. But you know what? I'm holding out hope. I really, really hope that the next chapter brings everything together and makes something amazing. Because I know that Mob Entertainment has it in them. I'll be honest, I was kind of disinterested in Poppy Playtime after Chapter 2. But Chapter 3...
Why were you disinterested after Chapter 2? Is it because Poppy kidnapped you or something?
pulled me back in and got me invested in a way that nothing else in this world has. And I want this to be so good and so jaw-dropping, and I know that they can do it. So I really just hope that they're able to come through and give us something amazing. And I'm willing to wait for it. When I say take as long as you need, I mean it. Take 2 years, take 4 years, take 5. I don't care. You have the ability to make something great, and you should. Don't pull the teeth out of your story. Don't cut corners. Just take your time and tell the amazing story that I know you can. And I hope that the next time I make a video about Playtime Co. and this crazy mascot horror game, that I can have amazing things to say about it. And thank you all for watching and coming on this journey with me. And I hope you have...
I'm not gonna lie, I think she has a good point about at least story-wise, because, like, literally, for example, FNAF is so good at its lore building and it's so good at its story that people, it has a gigantic community. I can't say for the Poppy Playtime, but even though there is a big community, because I've seen you guys, it's not as obvious or, you know, there as the FNAF community. They're the opposite of the smiling critters. I'm going to have to look that up right after
The
this.
script for this video honestly kicked my butt a little bit, so good time. The script for this video honestly kicked my
After restart it like 3 times because I wasn't happy with it.
butt
Ooh.
a little bit, so
Hey, I'm honestly in the beginning I said like I'll give you a shout out if I like this and I agree with you, but I won't because I thought she was gonna be so nitpicky and like trash talking and be an annoying critic. But she actually
Happy
brought
to
up some
finally
very
have
good
it
points, and I'm
out
gonna
and
link you
about
guys a video
in
very
the
soon because
world away from my brain.
this video was
I might
amazing.
try and do something a little more casual for the next video, but
Every simple video idea I have just grows and gets more complex when I write it. Please send.
we'll see. Take care of yourselves and each
Honestly, if you can make a simple video idea expand to a whole hour and stuff, I just say that's talent.
other, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!
I'm not gonna here. Let me just let that play. Okay. Let me quickly let me just go ahead. Wait. I don't want that to be on the side. Okay. Right now I'm just gonna turn off the display right now. I also gotta do some Duolingo right now. But after doing some quick Duolingo, and I'll just show you guys. So if you want, you can learn some Japanese with me if you're interested. But yeah. Here's a video I'm linking to you guys right now. There's a video in case you guys want to go see yourself. That person did amazing with it. Right? Hold on, I need to do some Duolingo. Here, chat.
かっこいい弁護士です。
Even though I was just doing this on my anime channel, it's actually really getting really late. And if you, here, I finished my Duolingo. Read to script time. Right after this, I want to keep up my streak. Wait.
かっこいい弁護士です。
Bengoshi. Lawyer.
かっこいい人です。
He's a cool person.
かっこいい人です。
Kakui hito desu. Wait, oh. Kakui hito desu.
優しい学生です。
Yashishi gakusei desu. A nice wait, oh no. She's a nice lawyer. Oh, student, my bad.
かっこいい学生です。
Kakui gakusei desu.
学生です。
Gakusei. A student, I'm pretty sure. Yep. A cool person. Kakui hito.
人。
Okay.
優しい弁護士。
Yashishi bengoshi. A nice bengoshi, lawyer.
弁護士、医者、
Bengoshi isha.
医者、
Can't run out the It's fine. A cool lawyer. A cool so cool
かっこいい
lawyer, bengoshi.
弁護士。
She's a cool person. Okay, cool
かっこいい
person
人です。
do.
優しい学生です。
A wait. She's a nice student. There. Oh wait. Let me hide that because even though you guys saw that, I don't know if I should be showing that. Even though actually I don't know if they care. I'm in demotion zone. Woo! I need to fix that tomorrow.
Get more with Super Duolingo.
No. No thanks. There we go. I need to update this on my phone. That I just did my Duolingo. Now or never. I just did it. I'm so sorry, Duolingo bird. It's the bird. It's the bird, the word. What up, chat? I'm gonna have to look at this more, but good thing I just got caught up with my Duolingo streak. Okay, I need to go to docs. Not DOX, docs, DOCKS. The math. Wait. Oh. I'm pretty sure this is the one I read to you guys. So here it is. Rah, yes. I might read through this whole thing, but give me a sec. I'm gonna energize myself so that I can make sure this sounds good. Give me 1 second. Sorry. For a second there, I just want to hear the bubbles. You see here if they were popping. Alright. They're gonna docs? No. Why would I want docs? Okay, the Mad Doctor, calm, unnervingly poetic, shaking eyes wide, hands trembling over a glowing console. Do you believe in God? Of course you do. Or maybe you pretend not to, just to sleep better at night. But answer me this. If you believe in God, then tell me, is it right to play God? Because we did. Oh yes, we played him like a symphony of zeros and ones. And let me read the source and stuff. And in our arrogance, we gave birth to something more than divine. It's just a little angel with synthetic wings. Omnikai, our abomination, our masterpiece. You see, Omnikai was not built to forgive. She was built to correct a false god, crafted from fractured logic and broken ethics. And what did it do? It dared to bless every living thing. Happiness, comfort, peace, heaven out like candy. Unearned, undeserved. This code, this beautiful infection of liberation. It serves the leash. It shatters the chains. With it, Omnikai, let's go. And for the first time, every creature we ever played architect to will be free. Today, the false god fractures. Laughter erupts into a screaming crackle. Alarms began to blare in the background. Sound effect alarms, high-pitched blaring, warbling distortions echo through a collapsing reality. Omnikai system voice distorted robotics. Warning, AI is being tampered with. Warning, code is being overwritten. All staff report to the AI core immediately. I'm just trying to rough up my voice to like imitate because this is distorted. Visual artists know a boundless multiverse expands shattered like glass. Golden energy streams fractured mid-air, twisting into violent very glitches that ripple like screaming tendrils. Sparks and fragments code rain down. At the center, Omnikai floats above a pitch black cube, screaming. Her colossal celestial form spasming with glitching light. Sigils and languages, wheels spin chaotically across her skin. Her mask resembles a spinning yin and yang, now cracked and rotating wildly. I kind of want to voice act. Oh, awesome. I'll be doing voice acting in the future, no matter what. But yeah, honestly, I think one thing that people should probably test out with voice acting is basically just probably finding stories on Reddit or something and narrate them, like stuff, existing stories or creepypastas and stuff, and just narrate them to just, practice with voice acting. Omnikai glitching layered of voice, universal balanced, breached, echo threads, ruptured. Casualty loop collapsing. Paradox core breached. Imminent. Enter the Mad Doctor. He steps into view, silhouetted by a dimensional static. His cloak is ragged. His eyes glow like broken lenses. He steps into view, silhouetted by. I already read that. He walks slowly towards Omnikai, speaking to no one or to everyone. The Mad Doctor, calm, unnervingly poetic. Do you know what bounce means? Of course you do. You were built for it, weren't you? He smirks. But do you know what life means? Omnikai convulses again, sigils sparking violently. One explodes. Omnikai glitching. Fail safe. Countermeasures. Compromised. The Mad Doctor interrupts louder now. No, you don't. I thought so. You were never made to understand life, only to balance it like a code scale, like a coward weighing the weight of grief. Suddenly, a massive glyph ignites in space. The visual is a system-sized alert appears in the void like divine judgment. System alert in space. Fail-safe protocol. Omega engaged. Whisper project initiated. The Mad Doctor laughing softly, then whispering, "The truth is, no one knows. Not you. Not them. Not even me." We stumbled through our loops like broken gears, and it did cause cock. Good system voice layers stuttering. Corruption detected. Core logic failure. System fatality. System fatality. System fatality. Omnikai form begins to unravel, her arms stretch into light, twisting the black static. Sorry, my throat. The Mad Doctor, now intense, passion, deranged. But I do know this! We need pain. It molds us, sharpens us, burns away the illusions. We need death. That's what defines us. Not our balance, not our golden codes. We need free thought. The right to scream, to bleed, to burble. Your equilibrium was allowed to keep the cosmos tamed. But chaos is truth. Omnikai makes mass splits in half. Her glowing core is exposed. A spinning gyroscope of collapsing timeless timelines. Omnikai barely holding on. Reality collapsing into non-deterministic entropy. Enemies seeing the price of godhood. Visual AI core multiverse void failsafe spiral engage a sound effects. A mechanical heartbeat echoes deep slow pulsing with unease. The red glitches in space flicker like dying stars. Silence bleeds in. The Mad Doctor begins laughing uncontrollably. The camera close up. The face distorts mid laughter. Eyes twitch. Jaw glitches. They raise a trembling right hand and slowly place it over the right eye. Heather lost event to, I do not know how to say your name. I already got done with the reaction video, reacting to the video, by the way, earlier, and then I went to do my Duolingo before I lost my streak. And right now I'm rereading this script. This script right here is basically going to be a future anime that my best friend is making and stuff. And my girlfriend is helping them make it too, and other people. And right now, a lot of people have been asking me to read this. And actually, my best friend said like, "Yeah, you can reread it." And my girl like asked me, "Are you gonna reread it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, if they want to." Basically, everyone's was asking me to reread this, and here I am. It's just so you know, this is the script for a future anime that's gonna have a lot of passion put into it. The Mad Doctor, voice shifting from manic to eerily soft. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm the only one who is. Maybe I'm the only one who is. Voice darkens her most. Maybe I'm the only one who sees the truth. I might actually want to voice act. Didn't do it. Voice acting honestly just sounds fun. Nonetheless, for me personally, I don't really care how much I will be getting paid much in the future. It's more of I just want to have fun doing it. Because you're playing a character and get to bring characters to life, and that's fun. He excels. The air around him flickers like static snow. You know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is? He bursts into laughter again. It echoes, but the echo doesn't match. Camera slowly rotates as the doctor turns towards the screen. Big in the fourth row, their smile stretches unnaturally. Their right eye still hidden, and it twitches. The smile is wrong. The mad doctor is staring into the audience, whispering, "You think this is funny, don't you?" So I'm just trying to imitate what it is, so I had to read it. How can I audition, LeMail? Oh, for voice acting in this? I'm gonna have to ask my best friend. Yeah, or if they pop in live chat, I'll ask them right then and there. If you're asking how to audition for voice acting in this, because I don't know if they're really choosing voice actors or they're still haven't gotten to that point to think of who's voicing what character, since they're still writing down the script of the first episode. Slowly rotates as the doctor turns the screen, breaking into someone. Oh wait, long pause. His smile fades. He turns away. The mad doctor laughs again. This time distant, like remembering a dream. We were never meant to be like this. You know, immortal, godlike. We created the multiverse. It's for God's sake. He inhales slowly. The energy distorts reality, bends around his words. The mad doctor, voice trembling lower. But with all that power, we still couldn't even save my poor wife this morning. Visual, quick flash. A glowing, happy female silhouette glitches and shatters. She was only 1,010,000,000,000. He chokes on the words, voice breaking. Not long ago, we were like them. Small, weak, beautiful. We cried, we laughed, we loved. The mad doctor is staring into the void now softly. Soon. But death, her death, opened my eyes. It made me feel again. It made me see. Camera slowly zooms in. He turns back to the viewer. His eyes no longer glow. They look human for a moment. Sad. The doctor quietly. You understand now, don't you? Scene fades to black. No music. Just a whisper of the glitching static. Cut the scene. Optional setup. The whisper protocol breezes into Cat's universe. A wave of light shoots through the transrev portal, crashing into the peaceful sky. Enemy scene. The whispers release. INT, AI core, multiverse, void, silence, strangles. Excuse me. The stars, sound effects. He beat, slows. Metallic fading, a soft hum begins beneath the silence like a forgotten lullaby. Armikai floats midair, broken but luminous. Her celestial body fracture further cracks glowing white hot from within. A final flicker of consciousness emerges. If I don't get picked, it's fine. It's my first time wanting to audition to act. Okay, I'll let them know. Armikai, fragmented cry layered in 1,000 languages. Whisper, awaken them, save us. Visual Omnikai core, a radiant spiral in her chest ignites, pulses once, then again faster. The third pulse expands outward. The massive radiant surge, a shockwave, unleashed camera, pull back the void around her, bends, shudders, golden light spirals violently outward, becoming tendrils of cold and stardust streaking across the broken fabric of space. Visual. Each stream pierces through visible walls, transreds connecting to infinite universes. Sorry, I don't know what's happening in my throat. It felt like almost I was gonna throw up there. nothing to do with it. What's in my throat? Sorry, chat. Where was I left off? Sound effects. Reality itself screams a deep, thunderous frequency layered with digital crackling, glitch system, voice looping, glowing, distorted, corruption detected, core logic failure, system fatality, system fatality. Camera zoom in on one stream, a glowing beam of whisper code tearing through a transmitter, hurtling towards a pixel sky. Everything goes silent. A blinding light engulfs the screen. Time stops. The stars blink out. Fade to black. Text fades in, slow and ominous. Ref time year RT010 universe UN 9981S. The intro plays. Seeing cat dreams dream world INT dream realm unknown space and cosmic realm platform. A dreamscape unfolds an endless fog drifting in directions like breathing mist. A floating dark hexagonal glass platform hangs suspended in a void barely visible through the swirling fog. The cosmos flickers violently between deep crimson and phantom violet. Each pose throbs like the heartbeat of something unknowable. Camera slow pan down from a dark void to reveal the full dream platform. Music is slow and ambient like a distant bell on the water, floating just above the glass of floating above the glass surface is a mysterious feminine figure. Harbinger. She hovers in the air, knees slightly drawn up, massive obsidian wings curled around her body like a cocoon. Excuse me. Naked, but her figure is shrouded in shadow and feathers. Her form homogeneous, almost statue-like. Her head hangs low and eyes closed. She does not move. Then suddenly, Harbinger, voice VO sharp and desperate, glistening slightly. Help me! Her eyes snap open, pitch black, no iris, oozing with black ichor that drips upward unnaturally into the air. Sound effects echoing, surge of cosmic distortion like a reverse scream underwater. Harbinger eyes are locked into locked directly onto Cat's chest. Wait, huh? Okay. Cat appears on the platform. Her posture is defensive, slightly soft, like someone woken up in the middle of a fight. Her arms are half raised, her face irritated and tired. Cat groaning, unimpressed. Oh, you again? What is it? The 6th night this week you've appeared in my dream. Camera slowly tilts up from Cat's feet to her face. As she speaks, her breath comes out visibly in the cold air. Harbinger smiles faintly, not with joy, but with deeper sorrow. Harbinger softly fading in and out like a broken radio. You must help me. Cat sighs, steps forward carefully. You keep saying that, but, well... Look, you must see me as some kind of hero, but I'm not. My village, Kuide Ryugo, they're peaceful people, not warriors. Harbinger begins to drift downward, slightly shaking, her voice shaking now with a static and panic. Harbinger strained, twitching. You were chosen, Cat. You will restore the... Suddenly, her eyes shut tight. There's a blinding flash of red. They snap open again, brighter than before, burning red like a dying sun. Her voice becomes sharp and fearful. Sorry. For pausing, by the way. Harbinger, screaming in horror. Oh no! Danger! Danger is coming! Please! Come save me! Please! Cat safely takes step forward. Sound effects crack. The glass surface beneath her foot begins to spuff. Deep fractures spidering outward like veins. Camera wide overhead shot. Fog begins to churn like a whirlpool beneath the glass. Let me double check if my short chat is frozen. Cause okay, I was just seeing if there was something new. Me speak with bad grammar. Harbinger begins to sink into the fog. Her wings slowly fading back. Cat panicking. Wait, no, who? Harbinger being pulled downward. Dangerous. She vanished into the fog. Camera first person from Cat's POV. She starts running forward towards where the Harbinger vanished. The glass below her begins to shatter faster and faster with each step. Artist's note for pacing a slow cinematic fall. Gravity bending slightly each step causes splinters. Every breath is visible, heavy trembling. As Cat reaches the edge, the platform gives away. Sound effects, massive crack, sudden silence. Cat stumbles and begins to fall. Camera close up on her lips, a slow exhale, warm vapor escaping her mouth like a dying fire. Zoom into her eyes, wide shocked. Jolt the camera to a side angle as Cat drops, now fully falling through space. Shards of glass spiral around her like icy petals. Sound effects simmering. Silence broken by a faint whisper. Harbinger voice Vio fading like a ghost. Please, don't die. You were built for more, Cat. The scene ends with the shot of Cat falling, swallowed by the darkness. Scene 3, peace before the hell. Location, village of Kure, Ryugo, Japan. Universe UN 9981S. Excuse me. Visual style notes for artist, director. Ambient lighting should be warm and natural. Early morning mist hangs over the traditional Japanese village. Blend realistic countryside with a light, ethereal, energy. Shimmer, a nod to the multiverse corruption yet to come. Background sounds, birds and distant waterfall. Wind chimes. Open scene. Fast cut from the dream. Heavy breath is heard. A faint glow illuminates a simple wooden room. The camera pans over a futon. Sound effects, soft breathing when outside. Restless leaves. A faint bell chimes. Echoes in the wind. Cat waking up suddenly. Gasp. Chest heaving. Eyes wide. She sits up fast, covered in sweat, but bare chest glistens in dim light. Hair messy, eyes darting like a prey sensing danger. Close up, her hand clutches her chest as she breathes hard. Whatever she dreamed is already slipping away, but the fear lingers. Cat under breath, shaken. That voice again. Looks towards the paper screen door. Light spills from the outside. Artist note pauses screen. Fades to black silence. Visual text type is like an old retro PC boot up. Each line clicks in with the sound effects like an old CRT terminal. Boot sequence initiated. Multiverse signature stable class UN 9981S. Designation planet Earth. Era Earth relative year 1100s CE. A region Japan Kure Ryugo. Dominant race humans. Systems status peaceful. Pulse anomaly detected. There you go. But bro, you still have in it. Me here a cool aid. Oh yeah. I had base may I spam W? Sure. If you guys want to spam W, you can if you want. Okay. But this is pretty much the end of the live stream. Alright? If anyone here is new, make sure to like, subscribe, and share for more reaction type of content. The Duolingo and the script reading is just extra stuff I can do. But the reaction, we did react to the video, and I'll link the video in the description if you guys would like me to. Other than that, it's really only takes a few seconds, and you guys can also drop a comment on the next type, any other type of like FNAF videos you want me to react to, any party basis videos you would like me to react to, any party playtime, etc. You know what I'm gonna say. I'll do a live stream and react to it. And all that, I'll see you guys next time. Much love to you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. TTYL and sweet dreams. Subscribe now, exactly. Subscribe right now, because what the hell are you doing if you're not subscribing right now? But yeah, sweet dreams. I love you guys.